Why do you talk like that?
Yesterday, before it was almost dark, I looked out the window and I could see Ma standing near the blue gum trees.
Please, don't.
Last night, I could hear her nails scraping against the roof.
Stop it.
Sometimes I hear her breathing.
It's just the wind. I've told you, flapping against the window.
But it's not. The curtains, they flap and flap. It's because she's angry.
She's dead. They're both dead. Dead and buried. Scattered all over the place, remember? Tim, he's back. Everything's gonna be okay. Come on.
Outside in the warm Miami air, Winchell turned to me.
What was your name again, kid?
It's still Heller. Nathan S. Heller.
Aren't you gonna spell it?
Look, I don't want to be in your story.
Good, because you're not. You're Chicago, right?
Born and bred.
What do you make of that, in that cell back there?
You're New York. What do you make of it?
It's horseshit. I think that little bastard hit Cermak. I think he thinks he's dying from that stomach of his, and the mobsters probably promised to support his family back in Italy in return for him taking Tony out, and for his silence. What do you think?
I think you're right on the money. But if you print it, nobody will believe a word.
What's the guy to do? Bullshit they'll believe. Take it from me. Facts only bore 'em.
Hey, let's get media. Nope, let's get physical media. Okay, that's a funny name. Okay, I'm Breck. I directed The Crazies, and I'm really excited that we're coming to physical media with a new HGR transfer this spring. Check it out. All right. Hey, let's get physical media. I'm so glad there are fans of actually buying DVDs out there. I'm really excited that Crazies will be coming with a new HDR transfer to physical media, to 4K and HDR, ready to show you guys. So check it out. That was terrible. Hey, let's get physical media. So happy that there are fans of the Crazies out there and fans that are gonna buy the physical disc. We're doing a new HDR transfer, which I'm thrilled to be putting out there, and I hope you guys will check it out.
Wow. This book is fucking great. Oh, shit, we're live. We're live. Oh, my God. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of Pharaoh. I'm your Pharaoh of physical media. That's right, me, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I'm coming at you with the last Let's Get Physical Media of 2025. Did I mention? You've got to get this book. It exists. It's a real hardcover. It's by Max Allen Collins. Perhaps you've heard of it. The Return of the Maltese Falcon. You can get the Maltese Falcon. Great presentation. And then you can read this book. Comes out January 6th. This is the second thing this week that I shouldn't have read before it was time. The first thing, can't tell you, but I'd get locked up if anybody knew. But it was big. It was 186 pages. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, on that note, this is the last show of 2025. And you know what? You don't come here for me or look at the sweater Elizabeth gave me for the holidays, because I'm a buck. That's what I am. I'm a buck. And I like to watch physical media. And so anyway, I can't do it alone. You know him, you love him. He's your favorite German all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland, Mr. Dieter Bastian.
Well, ho, 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 imagination connoisseurs, and I say, greetings, and here I am, Rocky Like Arrogant, and welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media show for the last one of 2025. Don't worry, the top 10 show is not cancelled. We will get to it next week, but I have tons of stuff still to show in this year, and that takes priority today. And if you're expecting deep dives on those titles, this is not the show. So if you're expecting that we go like Shane Lee, and then at the 53-minute mark, a bird dropped some poo in the upper left channel, but I did a comparison to the DTS trick and LFE was missing. That is not the show for you. We talk all about all the things physical media. So Rob,
Wait a minute. I like
presents.
watching Shane. He's a handsome guy, high production values, and I salivate over his equipment. I've been
I would
watching
love
him
to
for
have
years.
his equipment, Rob, you know?
Me too. You know, the thing is, you and I obviously watch other. By the way, all these other physical media YouTubers have way more of an audience than we do, and we are by far the most charismatic and entertaining bunch over here.
Hope so.
And my hope for 2026 is that Elliot Cohen, dear viewer, I want to stream with Elliot Cohen. I want to stream with Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader, who, by the way, finally liked the Arrow, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the Man with No Name trilogy. I wonder why.
Okay.
But it was good.
I wonder why.
Love that guy, too. So anyway, this is the last show of 2025. It's been fun. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing where we go. I mean, first we have to say we would be remiss if we did not mention that the great Bridget Bardot, French cinema icon, has passed away at 91. We've lost a lot of legends this year from the entertainment business. And Bridget Bardot, boy, did Contempt, Godard's Contempt, incredible. She was actually, you know what? She's on Deadline. Let me just read what Deadline has to say about the great Bridget Bardot. French actress, singer, 1960s sex symbol, model, and militant animal rights activist Bridget Bardot died Sunday at the age of 91. The cinema icon and sex kitten first rose to fame in then-husband Roger Vadim's controversial 1956 Saint-Tropez set movie And God Created Woman, in the role of a free-spirited 18-year-old whose natural sensuality stirred up passions and jealousies in what was then a simple fishing village. The film sparked scandal at the time for its portrayal of female sexuality and was banned in a number of countries and in parts of the U.S. Bardot made dozens of movies across her career, with highlights including Christian Jacques' Babette Goes to War and Godard's Contempt. She won a David D. Donatello Award in 1961 for Henri Clouzot's The Truth, and was BAFTA nominated in 1967 for Via Maria. In popular culture, Bardot defined an evolving era in French history as the country emerged from World War II and society loosened its ties with the Catholic Church and political conservatism. Her beauty and style inspired countless actresses, singers, models, artists, and designers. She popularized the bikini in the early 1950s and was a muse for Dior, Pierre Cardin, and others. French philosopher Simone de Beauvoir described Bardot as a locomotive of women's history. She announced her retirement in 1973 at the age of 39 to devote herself to animal rights, launching the Bridget Bardot Foundation in 1986, which has since saved hundreds of thousands of animals. So there you go, the great Bridget Bardot. And let me tell you, she certainly was quite the dish. And she passed away at 91. What a life she has led. And like everyone else we've lost this year, she has a great body of work. And I believe Kino Lorber even released a Bardot box set or a bunch of films on disc.
I remember my mom telling me about that they did go to see one of her movies because there was, Rob, rumblings about the naked stuff in that movie, And so they went.
And did they see the naked stuff?
See it. No. I hope so. But I don't know what movie it actually was.
Well.
So Rob, unfortunately, last week we didn't do a show, so we couldn't dive in to the box office last week. And I totally agree with you, considering Avatar, Fire and Ash, or as I call the movie, Avatar, the side missions. Like you said on the John Campia show, it will probably take the first January week or the second when we get fully a handle on it, where it will land. But how are we doing on the monetary side?
Well,
With Avatar
this is the
on
last
the second
box
weekend.
office. This weekend is the last box office weekend of the year. So
The year.
quite
Yeah.
interesting.
And we have the
stuff.
Christmas corridor.
Christmas and New Year's Eve corridor. We've got quite a lot of stuff happening at the box office right now. Let's start.
Yeah.
Number one, as you might have guessed, is Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Okay.
Its 3-day cum this weekend was 64 million. It is at a total of domestically of 217.6 million, which is right kind of in line with Avatar. Avatar the second weekend, I believe, outgrossed Avatar: Way of Water. Zootopia 2 domestically is at 321.3 million. A24's Marty Supreme, which opened over the Christmas weekend, has grossed 28.2 million. The Housemaid, Paul Feig's new movie, at 46.4 million. That's a great opening for that. My Anaconda don't want none unless you've got buns, hon. But that's because that's his Lambo he's talking about. So people never quite understood that. But Anaconda made 23.65 million, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Angel Studios, faith-based David animated film, has grossed 49.7 million, which is huge for Angel Studios. Good for you, fellows and ladies. Song Sung Blue, the Neil Diamond movie with Hugh Jackman, 7.6 million.
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson, who, by the way, I got to say, I don't think Kate Hudson has ever looked as good as she looks in this movie. I've only seen the trailers, but there's something about her, like she aged into just incredible sexiness. I mean, I love, Almost Famous is one of my favorite movies, and she was attractive in that movie, but there's something about her in this Song Sung Blue movie that, oh my God, she's just smoldering. Wicked for Good has made 331.6 million. Five Nights at Freddy's domestically has made 118.9 million, rounding out the top 10. However, let's go to the international box office.
International, yeah.
This is pretty amazing. So Avatar: Fire and Ash has reached an estimated 760.4 million through Sunday. That's global. Within that, this Return to Pandora is now at 542.7 million from the international box office. The sophomore session added 181.2 million overseas and only had a 25% dip. And if you exclude China, it was only 15%. That's an insane hold. It is the number 5. So far, it's the number 5 global release of 2025, while the trio of Avatar films have now earned over $6 billion worldwide. So the average of the Avatar franchise, including all 3 movies, if you average it out, is $6 billion. Fire and Ash is this close to topping the $100 million milestone in China. It's sitting at 99.6 million through today. That means Disney will see $487 of that. And it will become the second Hollywood movie to get there in the market this year, behind Disney's own Zootopia 2, which is interesting. Regarding the latter, the animals have now grossed. Zootopia 2 has grossed 1,420,000,000.9. That's a lot of money.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
It's
not
grossed
expected.
over $1 billion overseas. And that makes it
International market, Rob.
And that makes it the first movie of 2025 to cross $1 billion at the international box office.
Yeah.
And let's see. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, opened at 22.1 million, and the global running cume, it's made 60.3 million, and Universal's Wicked for Good crossed the half-century mark globally, so it's made over $500 million global. And Anaconda has grossed 20 million in 58 overseas markets, making the global total for Anaconda 43.7 million for a movie that apparently is not very good. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That
That
mixed
is
things about it.
that is the box office.
Yeah.
So there
Okay,
you go.
But like you said, I think we will see at perhaps mid-January where we will land with Avatar: Fire and Ash. And for me, Rob, it's another step down in the franchise. Was not a big fan, especially, Rob, not the change considering the frame rate. With HFR and normal 24 frames per second, it was even more for me egregious than it was in Way of Water, And I don't see any rhyme or reason when he does the switch now faster, now less. It was distracting. For me, Rob, do HFR or do not. But that back and forth, distracting. For me, it was distracting, Rob. Just from a technical perspective of the presentation, Do HFR or do not, but not that back and forth. That is totally... But luckily, later, Rob, when we will get it on disc, that won't bother me anymore.
Right.
Because then you have 24 frames per second, or if you want to have the HFR look, put on your motion smoothing. But at least it will be consistent then,
Yes.
Yes,
I do.
For me, a step down. For me, a step down, considering the quality. Another disappointment from the big blockbusters this year. But people like it. Okay, it will make a ton of money again. What do I know, Rob? What do I know? Unfortunately, Marty Supreme has not opened here yet, Rob. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't done much of anything except try and catch up on work that I wanted to get caught up on before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Marty Supreme we are really late to that party. It will open in Germany, I believe, at the end of February, Rob. So, really late. We are probably last in line, considering the theatrical release of that movie,
Yeah.
And on the other front, considering what I have seen yesterday, not a disappointment, Rob, I have to say it, was actually the remake. Where do I have the picture for it? Here. I watched the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night in the theater yesterday. Not a fan, Rob. Not a fan. I don't expect Terrifier kills. But on the kill side, it was underwhelming. They took some parts of the original, some elements of the original. There are some good ideas what you could do with it, but they added a supernatural element to it. And for me, combining a supernatural element with a slasher does not really work. And they give what I would have saved for the twist at the ending about his killings, they give it away a little bit too early. So for me, unfortunately, not really a good one, the remake. Unfortunately, because the reviews were actually pretty decent, but for me, I actually canceled my pre-order, Rob, when it comes to Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then, of course, Rob, I'm sure you have finished, like myself, Pluribus. For me, a total blast, because we discussed it 2 weeks ago, because you helped me out a little bit, and my friend too, because there was one thing I couldn't understand why he did what he did, but you explained, that is a possibility how you can travel to the United States. And I thought, okay.
Yes, the Darien Gap. Now, so
yeah.
I loved, it's funny because John Campea does not like Pluribus. He says, why does it take them an entire episode to do what you can in 7 minutes? But
not surprised that.
It's just a different, I think what you're watching is, it's characterization. We're so used to having things fed to us now quickly. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the ending really stuck the landing.
Awesome.
And I have to say,
Yeah.
it had the single of 2025. It had the single most, to me, chilling and existentially dreadful moment in any program of the year. And it happened at the beginning of the episode when we watched one of our Kusamano, or whatever her name is, when one of the immune, she decided to become part of the tribe, and you realize her whole little village that she's living in was a farce.
It's already
and here she was loving her animals and taking care of her animals, and of course they've said that they won't hurt an animal, they won't even pick an apple off a plant. How that they'll only eat windfall, and how that doesn't make much sense. But when she turned and just opened up the gate where her pet goat was that loved her, and as she's walking away, blissed out, and to see that animal follow after her, baying at her, and realizing that they're abandoning these animals. They're like, oh yeah, we don't want to hurt a fly, we won't, but they do. It's only data. It wouldn't surprise me if the end of Pluribus you find out that that the intelligence behind this is completely AI generated, because they ultimately have they don't care about they don't care about biological vessels. It's all just data. Everything that they're doing. I think that my prediction for the show is that ultimately this signal is in a way, I mean, I think it's going to get more existential than this, but this is a machine intelligence eliminating biology to optimize a planet back to its natural state. Probably because it sees us the way V'ger thought we were infesting the Enterprise and infesting the Earth. This is a way that artificial intelligence in some far-off, far-flung corner of the universe is getting rid of intelligent life that is a danger to itself. So from a data set perspective, I think that's what we're seeing. And it made me, because I'm so interested in the idea of human experience and the awe and wonder of the universe and the fact that our corporeal existence is what makes us unique. Unfortunately, this year has proven humanity is probably dumber than I ever thought humanity was in my life. But who knows? Apparently, the president of Iran has said that we are now at total war with the West, which is great. Bring it on. Let's take care of enough of these wars that linger. Let's just take it for what it is and eliminate the problem in an afternoon, which is what we can do, right? Because we're that stupid. But anyway, it was chilling watching that. I took a frame grab. Of that goat when she left the frame, and the goat's just sitting there crying, and I'm like, I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember this existential dread moment, because this goat stood in for all of us. That's what Carol has been fighting against. Don't forget the goat.
And the end point was really great too, because when we will get the second season, you don't need a recap. You can immediately pick up, because you will remember how the show ended after the first season.
Yeah, I mean, look, if nothing else, I don't think I've watched a show where I've contemplated and thought about the ramifications of the show after each episode for a long time. I'm not just waiting to see where the plot goes. That's another thing about the show. It's not about its plot. It's all about the ramifications of, everything from day-to-day life. But it's not for everybody. I read, there's a lot of people that are very frustrated. It's kind of like a litmus. It's kind of a litmus test for personality types. And it's certainly not for... What?
That was great. And a lot of people don't like Carol Sturger, but I found her totally thrilling. And there was a moment in the last episode, Rob, where I call a jump scare, because I wasn't expecting that. The little. Don't give anything away, because perhaps not everyone has seen it. But Pluribus was awesome for me. Perhaps with your recommendation from the beginning of the year, Paradise, my my favorite show of the year. And Paradise will continue up in February.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Paradise. Paradise was really great.
Yeah.
It was. I mean,
Awesome.
it's like an airport read, but it's a good
But
airport read.
But what a read.
Yeah.
Then considering animes were pretty big this year, I finally gotten around to see the Chainsaw Man movie, and I did my homework rep. I even watched the series first because there's only one season considering Chainsaw Man, so only 12 episodes. So you could watch the whole season to get caught up to date before you watch the movie. It takes just a little bit more time than watching Avatar via the side missions. And I totally fell in love with Chainsaw Man. Even, I would say, probably even a slight bit more than Demon Slayer. It's once again fighting demons, but it's so wacky considering how the character looks with his chainsaws,
Right.
But I totally had a blast with it. And the movie is great. The movie is actually pretty self-contained considering the story. But I would say watch the first season first. It's only 12 episodes. So you can have the whole world building already behind you and know the characters. Because there's no recap when you watch the movie. It immediately starts and expect that you know the stuff. The action at the end of the movie, Rob, the climax, is a little bit, if I would say I could follow everything, I would be lying.
Right.
Animes can get crazy at that point. But for me, Chainsaw Man, I really dug the show and the movie too. So really nice one there. Let me just see. Considering on the Academy Award side, I watched Sentimental Value, and for me, really great movie. Loved it, and I think Stellan Skarsgård is a lock for me, Rob. Considering the Academy Awards, best probably supporting actor. For me, I would be surprised if he doesn't take it, because for me, it was awesome how he played this part. I don't know if you have seen Sentimental Value.
I have yet to see it, but I really, I got to catch up.
Great one, all about family, and it's a little bit tied to making movies, so totally up your alley. And for all people who watched or liked and even loved the first season, I saw the second one. So if you loved the first one or liked it, there's a high probability you will like the second one too, even if the second one, I would say, is a little bit too CGI heavy or even more than the first one appeared, but I still had a good time with the second one too. Then from Joe Begos, for me, who did cool stuff with Christmas Bloody Christmas, with Bliss, I saw his movie Jimmy and Sticks, which get distributed through Eli Ross horror studio or horror label. I think the horror section it's called. But for me, unfortunately, this is a little bit of a step down for Joe. I know he did only shot the movie in his apartment, but considering the dialogue, Rob, if the movie would have a fuck counter, it would probably be in the Guinness.
You mean how many times they say the word fuck?
Yeah, there's not one sentence where the word is not thrown in to some degree. And it's really, yes, it has the expected trashy note. But for me, this would be a fine outing if it was his first movie. But since it's not his first movie, for me, unfortunately, a little bit of a letdown, Jimmy and Sticks. It's nicely done in his own apartment, but considering the stuff that he already did, for me, it's a step down. Okay, Rob, this was the digital stuff that I have seen and watched. So,
well, very exciting. But have you listened to anything interesting?
Unfortunately, Rob, not yet.
Okay.
I know what you want to talk about. Unfortunately, not yet. But I will.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying my experiment with AI has ended. so you can all listen to the...
It's longer than I expected, Rob, because an album in the old days 45 minutes, and then so
Well, that's because you can only get 22 minutes on a side, dude. No, I rocked it. 14 tracks, man. 14 tracks. No, it was interesting.
Maxi singles.
There's a lot of people. It's been really interesting working, like, for people I'd never made an album. I don't know anything about making music, so I wanted to see, my artist's statement, if you want to call it that, was to see could I make songs that I liked, that I thought were at least somewhat respectable about things. I mean, really geeky, deep cut stuff. And could I turn them into music? And do I feel that music was worth something? Was it a great artistic endeavor? Well, that's up for the audience to decide. There's been some pushback. Somebody said, well, your rock songs are terrible. And it's funny because they don't. It's really interesting. It's like a litmus test. Like, people who know what Baby Can You Dig Your Man is are like, this is great. But people who don't are like, this sounds like a rock ballad from the 80s. And I'm like, well, that to me is a compliment, because that's exactly what it's supposed to be. So it's been really interesting. And now it made me want to...
Have you done the album, put the songs together as you produced it, or did you switch the songs in a different order?
No, I had a hard time. I had to figure out what I wanted my order to be, and it'll probably change. But what's really interesting is that they all get dropped on 35 different streaming services on New Year's Day. So it'll be interesting to see if people even like them. Now, what I've learned is that I really need to know how to master and make them sound better, because there are some guy says, these aren't recorded very well. And I'm like, well, yeah, they're not recorded at all, but it was some sound better than others, and I'm sort of, it's all been a journey. But
I've not listened to it, Rob, through my sound system, but for me they sounded fine when I heard the first two tracks here. But
I'd be curious. Some sound different than others because you didn't know what I was doing at first, and I could have gone back and made some of them sound better, but I wanted it to be the journey that I was on. So if you listen to like the two songs that bracket the album, which are about me as opposed to being about other things, they sound probably the best because I just learned more stuff. And the goal would be to get an actual band together and play some of these songs for real. That would be and it's a really interesting, because look, with AI you can press a button, you can write a prompt, press a button, and you'll get a song. That's not what I did. And the difference is, and what I have learned is that AI, like anything else, a lot of people will use it as a toy and they'll create music and things like that. What I'm more interested in doing is there's things that I'm not a coder. Right now, my next AI project is I'm making an app. I'm making an app that I'm going to put in the App Store that you're going to buy. I'm not going to tell you what the app is, but people will like it, and no one's ever done it before. And so now I'm using AI to help myself design an app. Now, if the app is any good, if people like it, I put it up on... So this app would not have existed had I not made it. It's uniquely something that came out of my own warped brain. And then after that, I'm going to use AI to make an animated pilot for a project that we already own. So I'm going on a journey to see, and then there's a software that's truly incredible that is going to help me previs an entire movie. So I'm gonna use AI to do pre-visualization of an entire film I want to make, so you can literally watch it and it will be shot to shot the movie that I want to make, like Alfred Hitchcock used to do. But I can make the whole thing move. And I'm one guy. I'm reminded of what it was like to learn editing on the Avid back in '95 when I first was teaching myself. I came off working on, when we edited Arcade, we were using a tape-to-tape system. So you had to lay down your shots as you went along and build the movie. And if you wanted to go change a shot, you had to reprogram and put all the tapes in, and it was a nightmare. So using the Avid to be able to edit allowed me as one man to become a film editor and a post-production supervisor, and I learned so much about editorial and movie making. That's kind of how I feel about AI. And like with music, I really enjoyed the process. And what it made me want to do is, I really want to get like I tried singing some of my songs. I just couldn't. The songs I was trying to make required people that knew how to sing. But I'm going to make another album where I actually do sing all the songs. And it's not like using auto-tune. And then to have the songs actually played, and you can break the songs out by stems, and you can import them into editorial programs, and while the initial material is generated by AI, you end up going in and producing it like anybody who's producing a record would. And the more combinations you use of human thought through every step of the process, the better your material is going to be. So a lot of people are just going to play with AI and hit a button and go, look what I made. But when you really drill down into it, the more you spend, like I use 5 different AI programs to make this album. And it was fascinating.
Perhaps that's why the sound differences, perhaps, Rob.
Well, yeah, it was there, and also the kinds of
considering
songs,
where the AI picks the elements from.
Yeah, and I told it where to. That was another thing. I did a lot of song research. What was really interesting was I would go to these 3 different platforms, and I'm like, okay, I want to make a song that sounds like it comes from The Cult. If The Cult had an album that came between Love and Electric. So, and then I'm like, what albums or what instruments did they use? And then I would get a breakdown of all the instruments they would use, like on a specific song. So then I would get the kind of guitar, the kind of synthesizers, the drum kit, and you're like, okay, I want to take these instruments, and then I'll find another band, and and I was mixing and matching and putting instruments together. Like here's the gear list that my imaginary band is using to play the songs. And that's what I would do. And I would put those in, and I'm like, okay, here's the gear that I want to have. Like, for instance, the Sisters of Mercy have a very interesting drum synthesizer. Now, it's very unique to them. So you have to say, okay, I want to use something that's like this, but you don't want it to sound exactly like this. So I did a lot of these weird mixing and matching things where I would then get prompts about just drum kits. Like, how do I want these drums to sound? And like, how many drums are in the drum kit? Like how many cymbals? And I was literally going in and figuring that.
He goes.
Yeah, well, that was the fun part. And then you'd hit buttons and find out, well, what does this sound like? And then how would AI generate? And I did a lot of that. And so, doing weird experiments. Now, I don't play the drums, but there's no way in God's green earth I could even, I would never have done this without AI. It would be impossible. But it was a lot of fun, and it taught me a lot about song structure and things like that, like verses. Like most of my songs had like 3 or 4 verses, a bridge, a pre-chorus, and a chorus.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about that. So as I was going down this rabbit hole, it was just fun. And it was fun to play with things and I was like, this is amazing. So if you're creatively inclined, and if you just find this interesting, and if you love music, like if you could go back, like I was very specific. I'm like, there would be certain songs, I'm like, give me the breakdown of how this song comes out. Like there's a song I did called The Fifth Element about the Twilight Zone. A lot of it was inspired by a song that you might like by a band called The Passions, and the song's called I'm in Love with a German Film Star. and the entirety of that, so that alone, I went and did a deep dive, and it's a very simple song, and I'm like, I love this song. Why do I love this song? There's no other song that sounds like it from the early 80s. What is it about this song? So I'm like, break it down for me. What instrumentation was used? What synthesizers were used? Who sang this song? How did they make this song? And then you're getting a whole breakdown of it. Like, I would never have asked that before. And I'm like, I want to make a song that sounds like that because I wanted to make it about the Twilight Zone. And I'm like, can't do, I'm living in the Twilight Zone. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make a song about the Twilight Zone that sounded like The Passions, I'm in Love with a German Film Star. So that people have asked, well, what was my process? my process was I basically took things that I've always been curious about and did deep dives into what made them the things that I liked. And then I'm like, okay, is it the elements? Is it the combination? Is it the singing? Is it the guitar reverb? Was there even a real guitar? And that's what I was doing to make these songs. And it was really interesting. Now, there's all these people who are going to say, oh, AI. All I can tell you is that I spent weeks doing this. And I learned more about music in those 3 weeks than I'd ever learned before. I've been listening to music for my whole life. I had DJ'd in college. I learned more about music making this album than I've ever learned before. So there you go. And it made me want to start learning Pro Tools because I'm like, well, now I want to make real music. Like I want to learn, like, can I do like guitar riffs? How hard is it to play a bass guitar? It's that kind of thing. So that's
just the ukulele, Rob.
Yeah, that's just another thing I need in my life.
Yeah,
but it was fun, and you can hear the results of it. I mean, I'm no Simon and Garfunkel, but I am pretty proud of the 2 funk songs that I did.
Yeah. So the movie would be like a completed previs then.
Yes,
actually.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what you can do. Now, is AI terrible for the environment? No doubt. No doubt. The kind of water and power that data centers need is unbelievable. It will thwart the carbon footprint of a data center is hideous. Hideous. But that technology will get better and better. But I mean, it's not going away.
No,
it's not going away. I mean, and I started talking to Grok. I started talking to AI. So yeah,
your new best friend, Rob. BFFs.
Crazy. but there's a lot of people that are like anything else. It's how everybody uses it. But it did make me a little bit more frightened of artificial general and artificial superintelligence.
Okay. So Rob, we did have some super chats that came in before we jump into physical
let's
media.
see what people have to say. I gotta get this. Yes. 8-bit site. Oh, 8-bit site says 3D in Avatar is the best I've seen. Varang is hot. I agree.
That's correct.
You know what?
That's correct.
There are times when you watch Avatar that I just sit there and look at it and realize, they did do underwater motion capture, and a lot of the time you have to watch the behind the scenes, the making of documentaries on Disney Plus on the making of the Avatar movies. Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. But when you watch Avatar, you're like, this is all artificially generated, even though they used a lot of live action footage. It's incredible. 8-bit site says Gargoyle 72, a guilty pleasure, needs a remaster. I still have my Laserdisc of Gargoyles. Ooh. I love Gargoyles, but you're right. 8-bit site also says good word of mouth has me looking forward to Primate. We shall see.
Okay, the movie about the chimp going wild.
Yeah, the chimp going wild. Although we weren't fans of that trailer, if I recall, or at least I wasn't. Yeah. Major Chai Chai says I saw Song Sung Blue Christmas Eve. Highly recommended. Jackman and Hudson give great performances with acting and singing. Anthony, 6 Scale Mafia. I'm glad he's feeling better. 6 Scale Mafia. You should subscribe to his channel. 30 months of membership. Merry Christmas, guys. Almost done moving. Hopefully I'll have next week and then back to streaming. Yes, we're behind on Star Trek figures too, man. Gotta get those. I worry. 200 Watt Studio says, any news on the rumor of a 4K of 2010? Is that a rumor?
Heard nothing. Perhaps next year, which is not that far away.
There's so much stuff coming next year, dude.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh
You
boy.
know, and I can't say just how many movies with numbers in their titles, but yeah, it'd be interesting. You'd think if Warner Brothers made this big deal with Shout, and then they made a big deal with Arrow, and they made deals with Criterion, and you look at what Shout's putting out already. Let's see, they already put out Under Siege. Well, it hasn't come out yet, but my favorite Steven Seagal movie, clearly the best one. Excalibur is coming out, and then you look at everything else from the New Line catalog, and if you think about, and they're putting out Westworld, which was MGM.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that's interesting. If you think about the first letterbox laserdiscs that came out of Japan, there were the Star Wars discs, but there were 5 MGM titles that came out. There was Time Machine, Clash of the Titans, The Hunger, 2001, and 2010. Just saying.
So as a whole package, okay.
So yeah, and I love 2010. And
But
as a matter of
Rob,
fact,
you said, but Westworld isn't Westworld from Arrow, Rob? Not
yeah,
so?
that's what I mean. Westworld's from Arrow.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that there are titles that Arrow is putting out already that were part of that first wave of letterbox films. They were all MGM movies, by the way. They're all so Westworld was one of those. It's an MGM movie. You know what else is MGM? 2010.
Okay. Just
So, you know,
Poking
Peter
the
Hyams'
bear.
Outland already came out.
Yeah.
That was from 1981. 2010's from 84. You know, rumors, maybe. Bo Edmonds says, have a prosperous and great new year in 2026. Well, hopefully you'll be with us.
you do, Bo.
8-Bit Site says, by the way, it's Walter Whitewalker. Walter Whitewalker, the man, the myth, the legend, the man who these gems.
Let me
And
Just
this gem
needed a change.
just needed a change. He's wielding AI. I'm telling you, he's an inspiration. Well, Walter Whitewalker, just when I figured out who you were, you're now 8-Bit Site. Real Thomas Logan says, read my letter, Bobby. Just don't use all the pics. It's 5 pages long, dude. It's 5 pages long.
Pages long.
I'm doing all. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten. You will. There's. It's going to be its own special piece.
Yeah.
But on this show,
The Kubrick special event.
it's too long to read on this show. But anyway, yeah. So there we go.
Caught up? Okay. Who starts, Rob?
Why don't you start, since you seem to have a lot of stuff?
Okay. First up, not movies, but as we all know, Cynthia did a Kickstarter campaign and did this comic besides the movie. And Ronda Rousey did actually the same. She did a Kickstarter campaign for a comic, and the comic is now out officially. And it's actually, I haven't delved into it deeply, but it looks nice, a little bit bigger, a little bit more elaborate than the one from Cynthia. But she did a comic too, expecting the unexpected. Then, Rob, you already showed this probably weeks ago, but it got delayed here, delayed, and a friend of mine who's really a big fan of the movie was already, his nerves were struck down. Will I get it? And he finally got it, and got mine too. Silverado, the Steelbook.
Have you watched that?
This one
it looks incredible.
Unfortunately, not yet, Rob, because I got it, I think last week, Rob. It's got really delayed here. So I have, at the moment, no idea how it will look.
Yeah, it got delayed because they had no idea how many people wanted it.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. Exactly. Then, at the beginning of the show, we always have Breck Eisner, and I went to eBay to actually finally secure one of this bad boy. I got his Crazies, the Steelbook.
It's great.
Which Lionsgate always
Did you
does
watch it yet?
such a not yet, Rob. Such a nice job with it. with the look. So we get the 4K and the Blu-ray. And as far as I know, it's the only 4K option for the movie.
Oh
If I'm not mistaken. The Crazies. And staying on the Lionsgate front with the Crazies, I ordered The Way of the Gun too. So this is a particular cover and the artwork below. Really looking forward to it because memory is fuzzy considering The Way of the Gun. But here, this is only the 4K, so there's no Blu-ray in it here. So, Way of the Gun. Then, Rob, I remember when you first, months ago, or even perhaps last year, when you did show for the first time the great Warner Brothers packaging from the UK, and I'm really gotten some of those myself, but they were always used for bigger special editions, and then I was completely struck, Rob. They did just the same for just a steelbook. So this is just their packaging, extra packaging.
Isn't it great when you get
steelbook.
that?
And
Yeah.
And it is for the Boogie Nights steelbook that they released. So I thought the packaging was only reserved for, the bigger special editions, but now this came just for a steelbook, actually. So we get the 4K and the Blu-ray. I've seen it in a long time.
Great movie.
So really nice that they use that even now, in the UK at least, for just a steelbook. So let's use it for it again. Then, one of my best and oldest friends is a big Pink Floyd fan, and he got me something for Christmas. He bought me, Rob, the Wish You Were Here album.
Oh,
as
nice.
The new Blu-ray, with the Atmos track on it. So we got the booklet here for it, for the album. And let me just see. Then on this side, it comes out here separately. Let me just pick. We have the original album. We get the original stereo mix, the Dolby Atmos mix, a 5.1 mix, which is always great for me because sometimes a simple 5.1 for me with my system sometimes works better than the Dolby Atmos.
Well, you need
mix.
an
Then
Atmos.
we get rarities. We get rarities, yeah. But normally you would think the core, when you listen to Dolby Atmos, should be the same. And of
No.
course,
It's way different, dude.
disc
Don't do
itself.
that. It's way different.
The disc itself. So, Wish You Were Here. But not only did he get me this one, since he is especially a fan of Pink Floyd and especially David Gilmour, he got me David Gilmour in concert at Circus Maximus 2.
Look
This
who's
is a
here,
nice,
by the way, in the background. Before I just wanted to say that.
so this is a nice diggy for it. So it comes here we have the booklet and actually 2 stickers with 2 cats where I just don't really sure why there are cats on the stickers. So we've got
Because they're the cat
first
in the
Blu-ray,
bag.
this is the-
Bags in the river.
yeah.
on.
So this is a two Blu-ray disc set. It's the first one here. The second one is in the back. So really nice one. The David Gilmour one.
Nice.
So a little bit of the first haul. I give it over to you, my friend.
All right, as I said, we'll
Put
bring in
this
Max
thing
soon.
to
I'll
the
go through my first. Now I got to say that this is one of my favorite discs of the year, and everyone knows I'm a huge fiend for Super Deluxe Edition. I forgot that their newest release was George Michael's Faith. And if you don't pre-order them, they sell out. So now I've got to figure out how I'm going to get that. But this is their 50th release. It's one of my favorite albums of the 80s. I was a fiend for this band. I saw them live in Seattle at the Arena. And, of course, they cemented my lifelong love of Trevor Horn as a producer. And I'm of course, speaking about Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yes.
This album in Atmos is unfucking real. So was, by the way, Brian Ferry's Boys and Girls. But this, this was insane. And they have a new half-an-hour remix of the excuse me. They have a half an hour remix of the song Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Of course, I use Welcome to the Pleasure Dome in my movie Free Enterprise. I'm a fiend for this record. This is the special edition slipcase of the artwork. It also came super deluxe edition. If you buy from their site, you get the slipcases. So now I'm obsessed. How am I going to get the George Michael slipcase? Because I didn't get, I forgot it was up for pre-order because I need faith in Atmos. This is incredible. I mean, I can't even. I mean, if you like Frankie Goes to Hollywood, this is incredible. So of course, you've got the disc, and it's got all the remixes on it of the album. It's got some bonus tracks, and of course, there's all these
cover art.
There's all it's got reversible cover art. It's got everything. I did get the 50th anniversary. I mean, it's their 50th release, but I had to get the gold foil. I mean, why do I need this? I don't know. I've got the regular slipcase. Maybe I can sell it to somebody. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
that's a problem. You now have the different choices which fit to use.
I know. So I am so stoked to have this. The 30-minute version of Welcome to the Pleasure, because I collected all their remixes, and I used to ski. I would make these long 12-inch tapes of 12-inch remixes, and I had so many. I think I had every 12-inch vinyl that Frankie released, which was a lot. But the 30, and I would ski to them, you know, because we skied every weekend when I was growing up. The school district took us. We went to Crystal Mountain or Stevens Pass, and I would ski to my music, and I loved Frankie Goes to Hollywood. If I had this 30-minute, I would never listen to anything else except this 30-minute remix, this brand new Dolby Atmos, Burn the House Down remix of Welcome to the Pleasure Dome, and it was done by Steven Wilson. It's incredible. It's just unbelievable. If you like Frankie Goes to Hollywood, get this disc. The last of my Warner Archive haul for the year. We have another, it says right here, MGM presents a wonderful motion picture, Glenn Ford and Eleanor Parker in Interrupted Melody. Hey, don't know anything about it. Errol Flynn, another Errol Flynn, and Ann Sheridan, he gambles his life for a city of silver and the lips of its golden-haired queen. Silver River, what's not to love about that? The great Broadway stage hit reaches the screen with Lionel Barrymore and Cedric Hardwicke on Borrowed Time. Then we have MGM's tempestuous romance, Greer Garson and Gregory Peck in The Valley of Decision. Again, I don't know anything about these, but everything that George Feltenstein picks out to release under Warner Archive is worth it. I really hope that if the Netflix deal goes through, that Netflix creates a Warner Archive section on Netflix, a subheading, and puts all of these up for people to see, because I feel like these movies are being given the greatest of loving care, but if you don't get to buy them on disc, you know, they're not getting the love they used to get. Then they've been also restoring all these great animated shows, Lippy the Lion and Hardy Har Har. And then also Tom and Jerry, the Golden Era Anthology, 1940 to 1958. This is a very, even though it looks thin, it's deceptively heavy, a chonky boy, as somebody would say.
So more than one disc in it.
Yeah, there's a lot. Actually, let's open it up and find out. I don't know.
When you say it's a little bit heavier than we used to.
Yeah, it's not heavy. It's my Blu-ray. Let's see. If I can open it. Let's see how many, because it is whatever's in here. It's a lot, and apparently I'm having a hard time. You don't want to damage the O-ring.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's open it.
There
Let's
we
do
go.
an unboxing, shall we? Here is Tom and Jerry. Let's slide. I'm telling you.
Shiny.
Wow, look at this. Comes with a booklet. Here's a book. The Art. Wow, this is really nice. They went all out on this. The Art of Tom and Jerry. Wow, how cool.
Ooh, nice.
So, yeah, this is really good. And this is really
Surprising.
You go like look, they have all the different episodes. Springtime for Thomas, and they have oh, look how cute that is. George Feltenstein right here, man. This is why he should be the film czar for the world, because he does not let one down. So this has, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 6th disc is special features. Wow, this is a prestige release from Warner Archive. I like Tom and Jerry cartoons. I loved them when I was a kid. This looks pretty definitive. So I'm sure these, the Warner Archive releases do not get the love they deserve as much as they should. I know probably L.A. Cohen talks a little bit. Damn Fool Idealistic Crusader made them his favorite label one year. So there are people that give them love, but give it up. Tom and Jerry, this is a great release. I haven't even looked at it, but I think it's great. You know what's really interesting? I was talking to George a couple weeks ago, and there are certain animated shows that he really wants to get remastered in newer stuff in either HD or 4K.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get the money to do it. So maybe Netflix will give him some cash to do those kinds of things.
Hopefully.
So that is I'll make that my first haul. Should we introduce our guest?
Or headline,
First of all,
headline, I don't like to be waiting.
I just want to point out that this guest that we're about to bring on, the C-Wing, he has a book coming out on the 6th of January.
Really?
And I happen to now own the copy. Look at that beautiful cover. The Return of the Maltese Falcon from Hard Case Crime. And it says right here on the back, the greatest private eye of all time returns to finish the job. Now, how many YouTube channels that talk about physical media in the way that we ridiculously talk about it can also say that we have a creator, Mystery Writers of America Grandmaster, who has written a sequel to one of the greatest noir movies of all time, the greatest detective novels of all time. That's Max Allan Collins. This is available on the 6th of January. You should order it right now. Actually, you should order the movie first, watch the movie, get the book, and then get this and experience the sequel. And so, why don't we bring him on? That's not the one I wanted to play. This is the one I wanted to play.
That's right.
Mr. Max Allan Collins, welcome to the last episode of Let's Get Physical Media.
I look a little dark here, don't I?
Yeah, you look noir. It looks good.
You like it? I'll leave it.
Fitting.
I do like it.
Only fitting.
Well,
You set the mood, Mix.
First of all, I want to go on the record as saying I liked the movie Anaconda. It made me.
The new one. Okay.
It made me really, really laugh. We saw it on Christmas afternoon, and the entire audience was laughing at it. And so it's getting a bad rap, I think, because it's only secondarily a horror movie.
Right.
And so it doesn't have great kills in it. But both Paul Rudd and Jack Black are very funny and have a great chemistry. Had a wonderful time with it. So I give it a good, solid 3 stars out of 4. So don't avoid that movie. No matter what you hear. All right. If you like comedies, I kind of like comedies.
It is pre-ordered. And the pre-order will stay open now, Mix.
Good for you.
After your
So today, I guess I'm going to go noir adjacent, but really importantly adjacent. I want to talk about some of the Shout Factory releases of John Woo movies.
Ooh.
And we'll start with the Better Tomorrow box. I'm a big fan of the two Better Tomorrow movies. I'm I guess I have to be a bit of an apologist for A Better Tomorrow 2 because, well, as those of you who have seen these movies know, really made Chow Yun-fat a huge international star.
Yes.
And he dies excuse me, spoiler alert, he dies at the end. Then they wanted to make a sequel. And so the way they did it, and I want to tell you right now, I have no trouble with this at all. I think it's just fine. Turns out he had an identical twin brother.
Could happen.
There you go. Easy.
Somebody does. And he's in America. And he'd been sent to America a long time ago. That's why they hadn't been talking about him, apparently. So you got to get past that. Okay? So just going back to Better Tomorrow for a moment, what's wonderful about Woo at his best, which is in my opinion, about 5 or 6 of the Hong Kong movies and a couple of the American movies. But he's a master at heightened melodrama. He knows just what he can get away with to not be. I know I just mentioned something absurd that happens in Better Tomorrow too, but he knows just how much he can get away with, and he knows just how much to play the heartstrings, and he knows how to interweave a strong story about family and or friendship and loyalty and all those things that are just as much as important in heroic bloodshed as the blood. And that's what he was and maybe still is, I don't know, just a sheer master of, and that was what was unique about him. And the interesting thing about, and we'll talk about this a little bit when I get to The Killer, which we're going to talk about, but there's a heart and soul in these movies, and a lack of irony, which I think is important to really appreciate these movies. You can't look at these movies with a cynical eye. You have to come in right where he's delivering it. So the religious are, the doves are symbolic of, goodness and forgiveness and the soul, and you just got to accept it. There's no irony there whatsoever when there's a terrible gunfight going on, a humongous gunfight going on, and doves are flying above. He's not being subtle here. He means it. He means it. And that's one of the great charms about these movies. The first movie is even more of a family melodrama. The second one is a much more complicated story with two really major story threads, with the B plot beginning with Chow Yun-fat in America. And I happen to really, really like Better Tomorrow too. It may be my favorite John Woo movie. My son and I watched this together, my son Nate, and he and I have been joined at the hip watching Asian stuff since the late 80s. And I said to him, I know that's that crazy thing about Chow Yun-fat having an identical twin brother who seems to be exactly the same character as the dead one in the previous entry. But this has got to be the John Woo-iest John Woo movie I ever saw. I mean, when you get to this final gun battle, I mean, the fucking bodies are stacked up. I mean, they're just everywhere. There's even I would go to even Hard Boiled, and even The Killer does not compare to that last incredible gun battle and the nobility of these people and the love they feel, these like 4 people, I guess, feel for each other. And I think it's an amazing movie. Now, how are these transfers? They're really, really great. And the I know we've got. Do we have Arrow coming out with the Better Tomorrow trilogy as well?
I would imagine
At some
so.
point, I think so. Not now, but at some point, I believe.
Well, I mean, I know there's some opinion amongst aficionados about waiting for the Arrow versions. I gotta give it to Shout at least on some of the things they include here. I just mentioned the Better Tomorrow 2 is my favorite of the John Woo movies. Well, it also has an alternate, earlier, longer cut that is even now. It's rough. It's very tatter-torn, shall we say? But man, is it wonderful? And I actually like it. I like it considerably better than the official release. And the shabby way it looks, my son and I were talking about this, and when we first were watching this stuff, and I'm going to guess it's the same. I don't know about DEITER, but I know for Rob, you probably looked at a lot of really shop-worn looking VHS tapes when you first saw this Asian cinema, this Hong Kong cinema.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
And you'd maybe go to Chinatown when you're in a big city and go to like a grocery store and see if they have any, VHS tapes that they're selling, that they were renting that are now up for sale. But he said to me, I don't mind this because this is what we used to look at all the time. This reminds me of the experience of seeing these movies that we didn't know existed, that came, just suddenly we had within our grasp. I'm going to ask for a point of privilege here and do something that's pretty self-serving. We don't do it's like, it would be like, Rob, if I mentioned that The Return of the Maltese Falcon is coming out and you would just put up some cheesy picture of the cover. That would make both of us look, I think, undignified. So I'm sure we won't do that.
No.
But when I was out helping promote Road to Perdition, the film Road to Perdition, I got asked a question a lot of times, which was, what do you think of this? What do you think of this adaptation? And I always said, well, it's wonderful. I love it. And I do. I said, and the movie is being compared a lot to The Godfather at that point. And I said, well, I gave him this graphic novel, and I was trying to do a John Woo movie, and they made The Godfather. And that's fine with me. I like The Godfather. But if you read the graphic novel, you'll see it's really influenced by John Woo and the Lone Wolf and Cub and other Asian cinema that I was watching at the time. I didn't have any access at that point to manga because I wrote the graphic novel in the early 90s. It was published in 98. So I have a real affinity for this stuff, and some of it I hadn't really looked at for a while. And it's incredible to see a movie that you love, but you don't really remember and you can be surprised by it. Now, just briefly, there's a third movie in the set, which is Better Tomorrow 3, which is not by Woo. It's by Chewy Hark, excellent filmmaker, but it's kind of a half-assed way of taking. As a movie itself, it's a pretty good Hong Kong movie, but tagging it on as if it were really a sequel to or prequel, I should say, to Better Tomorrow is a little lame. It doesn't really have much to do with anything. Chow Yun-fat is supposedly playing the Mark character from Better Tomorrow. I don't dislike this movie, but it's just not in the same class, and it really meanders. It's all over the place. Has some interesting themes and some strong performances, but I would rather have. I can understand why it's in the trilogy box, but if there were a third movie, I'd rather have Bullet in the Head, which strikes me as having much more in common with the two Better Tomorrow movies. I assume that's going to be coming out from out.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah, and that's terrific, and we'll probably talk about that as well. Moving on to The Killer, I I feel that The Killer is his masterpiece. And you and I talked a little bit about this, Rob, the fact that I'm not real high on Hard Boiled. I merely love it. I don't adore it, if you know, because I don't think Hard Boiled has the level of heightened melodrama that, you know, it basically seems to me to be a showcase for what he can do with action scenes.
Sure.
And when you go to The Killer, I showed this to my wife last night, and she'd never, I don't know how, but she's either completely forgotten seeing it or never saw it. But she was so amazed by that movie, and about halfway through, she looked at me, she said, "He never lets up, does he?" I said, "Not really, no. You kind of got, it's kind of amazing what he's doing." And what year was it? 1989 or something. I think that's about right, isn't it? 1989.
Yeah, I think you're right.
1989, I should say. 1989. Now that's a long time ago.
No.
And it's nobody stopped his action scenes. I mean, they're just absolutely crazy good, and compelling, and yet the story of the killer story around it, the killer's love for the woman he accidentally blinded at the beginning of the movie, carrying out a hit, and the cop who becomes his doppelganger. This is a wonderful story minus the action. What's interesting to me is that he's a big fan. Wu professes to be a big fan of Jean-Pierre Melville.
He's a huge fan. Yeah.
And Melville is a terrific filmmaker, but a very cool filmmaker, almost a cold filmmaker. And the Les Samurai is really the schematic for The Killer, because it has the same setup of the victimized woman that the hitman feels guilt about and tries to help. That's what he kind of took, and the lone kind of samurai kind of figure that is Alain Delon in that movie.
Oh yeah.
But Wu ain't cool. He ain't cold. Let's put that. These are just absolutely movies fully blooded in every respect of the phrase. So interesting thing that came up in in a documentary about Wu on The Killer. And there's kind of a, I don't love this documentary that's on the Killer, the Shot Factory Killer. It's a lot of people interviewed who I don't know. I mean, it's like a college student or whatever. I mean, I wanted to know who these people were, and I think the only one I knew, I think Kim Newman was interviewed, but Wu is the center of it, is an interview with Wu, and then there's another separate interview with Wu, and he talks about the fact that he only had Sally Ye for 45 days, and they shot for, I don't know, 3 months or something, maybe even more. And when he had her, he had to shoot her out, basically, as they say, you shoot all their scenes. And for that reason, he says on the fly, he decided to really emphasize the killer and the cop and how they ultimately bond, which is one of the most interesting things about that movie. It's and the fact that he did it kind of on the fly. I mean, it shows you, he talked about the fact that he started The Killer. It doesn't have a script. I just had some notes. Then I talked to the actors and tell them, "Here's what I want you to do in this scene." And so apparently, a lot of the dialogue was basically, improv. And those movies have a strange, almost documentary feel at times, despite how overblown the stories are.
Right.
But you feel like these people are in a room together talking, and so they were, which kind of explains it. But I will say that my favorite of the bonus features in either of these releases is the secondary version, the longer version of Better Tomorrow 2.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, again, I was watching this with my son, and we had just like 2 nights before watched the real version, right? And we were into it, and I said, I know we're about 15 minutes ahead of where we were in the other movie, but I don't feel like this is slower. And I don't feel like there's anything I haven't seen. And so I went back and kind of looked at it. It was moments more than, well, there's this big chunk missing. It was, no, we got a cutaway, or we linger on the 2 actors interacting for a little bit. And all of that added up to, like, I guess, an extra 20 minutes or something. Okay. There's a little bit of extra action in that crazy end sequence of Better Tomorrow. So, you know, I just didn't have the discipline to wait for the arrows. I'm sure the arrows will be wonderful.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to go there. So, I should also say about The Killer, since we moved to The Killer, I never held it up. Very nice package. It has a really good, it looks not that long, but it's a really, really good
Essay.
bunch of essays. I mean, it's outstanding. So I recommend that. Now, will I double dip on this? I'll put a pin in that, because I just want to, for a second, talk about. Wouldn't be mean if I didn't talk about Kino Lorber. This is called, I think it's pronounced Alef, but it's Alef. It's a Turkish crime detective miniseries. It's flat out terrific. I love this, and it's a DVD. And we talked a bit about this. Don't be afraid of these Kino Lorber DVD releases. They look really, really good. We did The Lake here, and we did the Chantal, and these trips to foreign lands in the form of crime dramas. Pretty exciting. Pretty thrilling.
I mean, I think that people, we want to get movies in the highest form possible, the best transcript.
Yes.
But
you like them in the best form available.
Yeah, but with television shows and things like that, they've stopped it. They have to pay licensing fees to put them out on Blu-ray. They have to pay Sony extra money, and a lot of these, especially foreign shows, they just don't have the margins, the numbers that they need. And the fact that Kino Lorber is releasing so many of them, good on Kino Lorber, because it's really the only way, unless Netflix picks some of them up, but Netflix isn't going to pick up everything. So Kino Lorber is making things available that we wouldn't be able to see otherwise. And I've seen a lot of really interesting shows because Kino Lorber has sent them to me, shows I've never even heard of. I have a whole shelf of things that I've been collecting that they've been sending me that I think are really good, based sometimes on what you've said, or just because they look interesting. Kino Lorber has pretty great taste when it comes to finding these shows. Like, they're not putting out garbage here. They're putting out some really high-end, high production value programming.
We had a slight craze for a few years of the Nordic noir.
Right.
And I would say, if you enjoyed the Nordic noir, which I did, I did a couple of books trying to kind of do them in that thing in America, because I thought they had a special kind of take on how to do crime fiction, having to do with interplaying character and politics and crime. And these movies, this is a Turkish movie. Chantal is from Belgium. The Lake is from, I think, Bulgaria. I'm trying to think it, but at any rate, these, if you like the Nordic noir, you're probably going to like these, and they're not terribly expensive because they're DVDs. So I would jump on these. Now, another point of privilege. I would like We're not doing the best of till next year, next week. Next year.
Next week,
Well,
yeah.
next year.
Next year, buddy.
Yeah, next week.
I would like each of us to have a New Year's resolution that pertains to collecting physical media. What do you want to do in 2026 that is different than what you did this year? Rob?
What do I want to do that's different? Watch more of the discs I buy?
That's
a good one, Rob.
That's a good one. That's a good one. DEITER?
Oh boy.
How does a trash panda reform?
That's the tough one, Max. How can you reform someone like the douchey douche?
Well, what would you like to do different about your physical media collecting? It can be more excessive if you want to be.
Getting it finally in some kind of order.
That's a very good one too.
That would be nice.
Okay, I have one. My New Year's resolution is a little bit possibly controversial because, unlike the other two gentlemen, I'm going to try to be responsible, and I am going to try to avoid double dipping.
Good one too, Max. Good one too.
If I have it on Blu-ray, and it's not a favorite or is not visually stunning, and I don't think will benefit from being, looking 30% better or 10% better or whatever it is, and they vary. I mean, I don't need, Happy Gilmore or American Pie on 4K. I just don't. So if I got them and they're still in my collection, I'm going to keep them.
Wait, now, I have a question. What is this need word?
Well, it's adjacent. It's want adjacent. It's want adjacent.
I just want to make sure. I want to clarify. Point of clarification with the esteemed body here. Need is something that I've always used. I've always deployed it, not sparingly.
Well, I've had a big problem this past year or so, where my sponsor in Physical Media Anonymous is Rob Burnett. And when I call him and ask him, should I buy this? Yes! I said, I didn't even tell you yet what I was considering buying. He said, just click it.
You know what? I didn't get the Super Deluxe Edition George Michael's Faith. I totally forgot about it. I also
forgetting doesn't count, Rob.
I also was remiss. I realized this is terrible. I realized I did not pre-order Second Sight's deluxe box set of Possession, and I thought I should already have mine by now. And I have all the Second Sight stuff. I always order. I forgot to order Possession.
Well, no one's perfect, and I think what I'm going to.
No, you don't understand. That's like a cornerstone movie for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like not to have Possession. So now I have to figure out, because you can get all this stuff. It's just how much more you're going to have to pay. And I forgot. Oh, does Dieter have, you see?
You're speaking of
Possession?
God damn it.
You're speaking of this one, Rob.
Yes, dude. Look at that. That gives me a chubby.
Okay.
Because that's a chubby box. And look at that. Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, well.
I didn't even, you know what it was? I didn't even know.
Script of the.
See, I didn't even know that I didn't order it. My life's been in a state of disarray because it was probably back in October when, I had an unfortunate tragedy in my family. So I wasn't paying attention, and I realized, where is my Possession box? And it didn't come. So that's a movie that I needed. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to get it. Just like I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get the George Michael faith. I don't like that.
Rob, it was just like I had to get.
Why do you have
Arrow?
to why, look, Dieter's. I mean, it was going to come anyway. It was going to come later today. But you know my love of Second Sight, because if Second Sight were a girl, Second Sight would be Farrah Fawcett Majors and Logan Run. But I needed that, and they also have. I did not. It's interesting. I did not order the Second Sight Reanimator.
Okay, I did. There's another excellent release, and this is one of the things I'm
get
saying
it already.
I got it.
I didn't because of the Ignite release was so good.
Well, I didn't have that, and I had to decide between the two.
With this resolution, perhaps don't. That's the time to stop double dipping. So, Max, I think you don't need to get the Arrow versions of the John Woo movies at all. I don't think so.
No, it's good. Well,
what's going on with you two? What are you saying? Who are you people?
Rob, let me explain this to you. It's like I already had Shock Treatment on DVD, but I had to upgrade it. I had to upgrade it to the Arrow. The Arrow.
I have it just over here. Yeah. You had. You know what? You really didn't have to upgrade Shock Treatment. At least I got your DVD.
But next, considering a step from DVD,
you didn't watch it.
That's huge. But considering differences between the 4K between Arrow and the Shout, they're probably minimal at best.
Well, the other thing is, and I'm not going to out this person because I like his show, but a guy I watch in the physical media world, just the other day I watched him. He was talking about all these Vinegar Syndrome releases that came out, and I got my. Did you guys get a box from Vinegar Syndrome? Because I got all the stuff I ordered, the Black Friday stuff, and I never can remember what I ordered.
I gotta tell you, I don't know if I can show it. I have a box that I bought on sale from Vinegar Syndrome that I haven't even taken the stuff out of the box I ordered. Because Vinegar Syndrome, I love their fork. I love the cinematograph stuff they're putting out. I love that Dirty Work they put out this year.
Oh, Dirty Work is fabulous.
It's one of the great things that they've done. I mean, I love Vinegar Syndrome, and I love their porn label. Their high-end porn label with the awesome 4Ks. But I have to say that a lot of that stuff I can't. I can't.
Well, this gentleman who I watch and I listen to talked about the fact that he was going to order a movie he really didn't like at all, but the box looked great. He loved the box art and it had a booklet. And I thought, well, will that booklet tell you why you think the movie is a piece of shit? I mean, what is I don't get it. And now I have weak moments where a movie I thought was okay, but look, I'm backing away from that. It's got to be, if I'm going to upgrade, I gotta like it, really like it, or love it. But American Pie 3, no, thank you.
Understandable, Max.
But Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah, but that's a nice resolution, Max. To prioritize.
Well, and are you guys going to make it down to the Sea Wing this weekend? I know that's a long air flights for both of you to get here to the secret location in the Midwest.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I always like what I hear. So, but
we've got it set up. It's a special video feed so that you're seeing what's happening in the adjacent room.
It's true. But
and
Vinegar Syndrome, I gotta tell you though about Vinegar Syndrome. So they put out a version of The Sadness, the zombie movie, The Sadness. Now I have a cool Sadness steelbook, but I love The Sadness.
Yeah,
and it's like I might have to get that version of The Sadness.
Well, what are they offering? What don't you have that you don't have in the steelbook?
Nothing. just a cool box.
Nothing.
A slipcase box. I mean, I'm just saying
So
that.
Max, I promise I will not buy any more Hunger Games movies or editions.
That's
I
not
didn't hear
true.
that.
That
What
is
did you
not.
say?
That is not true because there's a new Hunger Games movie coming out. But you just don't.
Yeah,
they
but
don't,
not more versions from the movies that I already own.
Well, Dieter, do you
So-
like Battle Royale?
Yes, obviously, Max.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because see, I
So, considering double dipping, Max, I will not buy the 4K steelbook from Lionsgate. You know, I already have the Arrow box set, so no double dipping. Considering Battle Royale, the steelbook 4K.
well, that's an interesting box set issue because I don't like the second one at all.
well, the Lionsgate release doesn't have the second one.
No, that's the way to go.
The second one, Requiem's lame.
Yeah, pretty
It's
lame.
lame.
But
But
I'm just trying to be a little more sane. I want to be a little more sane this coming year.
Fingers
I don't know,
crossed.
dude.
all
This
along-
is one tasty. This is
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is tasty.
It's
I will give you
tasty.
that. Yeah.
You know, I got to give this to Alvaro. I told
No,
him
no,
to
give it to
him.
me. Give it to me. I'm the one. I'm the one that's talking about Battle Royale. My son translated the book. My son translated the book. And you're going to go to Alvaro. He's thrown me over for Alvaro.
I already
Peter.
promised Alvaro. I already promised him. You didn't ask. You know, I'm making a box. I'm making Alvaro a box. He's got a box of stuff.
Well, you got to respect somebody like me who will just flat out ask for it.
Well, I do, and Alvaro didn't. Well, he asked for it, but you know, I the more I look at it, the more I'm like, because I really like Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
that-
an extra. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I do have, I think, 5 different copies of Battle Royale, though.
Easily. The first one was the UK tin back in the day.
Yeah,
DVD
man.
tin.
I mean, Alvaro's never seen Battle Royale.
Well, okay. I mean,
Okay, since we're having this conversation, okay, you got to buy Ben-Hur, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because the Ben-Hur 4K, which I watched last year on New Year's Eve, it's just not that good. You know, it's an early, but it's got a great box. But I want the movie on 4. But the real question is,
Definitely.
to be honest, I think that I'm fatigued in general about physical media. You know, I've been buying it for 45 years, and it's gotten to the point where now it's become stressful because everything is boutique labeled, and I've got to get this, and that. Then if I don't order this, I don't like the fact that it's not just one label; it's every label. If you don't buy, I mean, Criterion will always repop their stuff so you can buy it, but every other boutique label now, like whether it's Arrow, whether it's certainly Second Sight, now I'm in a possession recession in my own life, you know, because I don't have.
Is it already out of stock, Rob?
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
And they don't.
But I will look at Severin, for example,
Well,
and
they
I'll
seem-
see something, and think, well, that looks kind of interesting. I think maybe I'd like that. $64.95. What?
Well, yeah, Severin. Look, I've got a list of pre-orders and things I want to buy at Severin that's like $1,500 now. And every time I go there, I'm like, I want to buy. It's too much, but Severin has great stuff. I mean, they still have Delicatessen, which I haven't bought. They've got Antiviral in 4K, which I haven't bought. The Gothic box sets that they have, House of Psychotic Women 2. There's so much stuff at Severin I want that I don't have. And then people like Radiance are rocking out the Stuntman in 4K. There's all this. Next year is going to be a physical media apocalypse of epic proportions. I just wish I didn't care as much as I do because it's just getting to the point where it's stressing me out, man. I have enough stress in my life. It's stressing me out. I mean, I'm going to end up being homeless shortly, and I'm still worried about physical media. It's like I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out trying to get all this stuff happening and making everything work. But it's not fun anymore. It used to be you could order this cool stuff and get it, and now it's just everything is a chore. If you don't get on it right away, like Does Zolly Becker, does he have his Tron Legacies Blu-ray? I don't know. I mean, I keep wondering about people, like they all want this stuff and everybody's competing for the same things, and it's not fun. Why should physical media, why should it be something that we have to like pursue and get behind and stress out about? I just want to buy it. It used to be you could buy anything you wanted.
The problem of being a collector is you're collecting, and then somehow you're being collected.
Yeah. And you know what? Every extra thing I buy is another thing someone's going to yell at about or be upset about when I'm dead. How many of these do we have to move out of this place before, how much more is left?
How many shelves of landfill do we have?
Yeah.
In our houses.
That's right.
Okay, but I want to point out that I didn't ask anyone, including myself, to change.
You just want us to make resolutions.
Moderate. Yeah, you don't even have to keep them.
So now what we now we have to like police one another.
That doesn't work for me and you.
I mean, I already think that like Arrow, I've got like 15 pre-orders at Arrow.
Well, I tell you, the one that I'm struggling with is that I have the 4Ks of the Dollars trilogy from Kino, which look terrific. And then those Arrow boxes are there, and they called to me.
But they're better. They're the definitive. You can't not have those. Those all three of those are on my top 10 of the year.
Well, just so you both know, I have a birthday coming up March 3rd.
So
the 3rd, it's a good time to send me the trilogy on the 3rd of March, which is the 3rd month of the year. There's a symmetry about that. That is, I know the artisticness in your souls. That will be in my mailbox. Probably on.
You can get the regular versions from Arrow. It's the box sets that you want.
I suppose they're out of print.
Of course they are. Now, let's take a.
So what you're saying, Max? We should go to the specific other dealers like eBay, and even pay more. So you can get your birthday present.
Yeah, let's.
I don't care where you go shopping.
you can get the movies.
Just give me the goddamn box set.
Let's see. You can get them. You can still get those. Let's just go to just a cursory glance. And by the way, you can still get anything you want on eBay. But let's go.
What are they on Amazon?
That's actually, Rob, a little bit of a problem too. The scalper situation, actually, which I never thought would come to this insane stuff, considering physical media. Never,
Why is that?
I have no idea.
Well, let's see. We've got these box sets with minor flaws. Oh, this isn't so bad. You can get a fistful of dollars with minor flaws, whatever that means, is $125.
That is a fistful of dollars.
That is a fistful of dollars, yes. And if you want the good, the bad, and the ugly, there's the last one. That's $129.
And that's ugly.
Now, you can get the regular ones, the non-box set ones.
Don't I deserve better? Don't I deserve better on my birthday?
Hey, bro. You do. I'm just
putting the pressure on us. Thank you, Max.
And the box sets have matching spines. So
I don't want to hear about it.
When you put them on your shelf, they form a whole sunset.
No excuses.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Well, you'll get to see them next week because they're on my top, in my top releases of the year. Now, my question for you is, see, this is the problem. We're petty. And we like to hold things over each other, like Mr. I have possession over there.
That's true.
My esteemed colleague has my second sight box but you know what? I can blame nobody but myself. Maybe Diabolic
wasn't expecting,
has
Rob,
one.
that the edition would be selling out that quickly.
You know who can't help me? Our man down under, Kelvin Wellborn, who hooked me up with Twins of Evil. I didn't even ask him to do it, and he was kind, and he just sent me this box set. But Second Sight's in the UK, not Australia, even though it's Commonwealth, or it used to be Commonwealth country.
Why since I've started appearing on this show somewhat regularly, why have no fans sent me free shit? I mean, well, okay.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't deserve it.
I don't write books, Mick.
Well, I did get an excellent movie from you, DEITER.
Considering that, we will get to it a little bit later more.
Oh, it's great. And I have to say, Rob, in all fairness, you handed me a box at the San Diego Con that was chock full of goodness.
Chock-a-block full of goodness. You got, and there's another box. There's things I missed, like I forgot to send you the Penguin.
Well, March 3rd is coming. March 3rd is coming.
I've got In the Mouth of Madness for you. I got lots of stuff for you.
March 3rd is coming. It's not a national holiday yet, but I want you to get it on your calendar.
It should be. It should be.
Yeah, it will be, guys. Thank you very much for a great.
Stay a little bit on, Max, because we have some super chats.
Yeah, we have some super chats for you, buddy.
Glad to.
So the super chats. Let me get these to you. Oh, wait, I've moved them around. So, Max, did you get the Hong Kong film Naked Killer? Because 200 Watt Studio wants to know.
I do not have that. I have an older copy of it, I believe.
Are you a fan of that movie?
I remember liking it.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's what they.
But I don't think
I have City on Fire on its way to me.
Yeah. I've got. That's good. I have that one. But Naked Killer. You don't remember? That's okay. So we have also Real Thomas Logan asks, what if instead of Town or Jack, you got to helm the sequel to Chinatown? What would your version have been like if you got to direct the two Jakes? Who would you cast opposite Jack Nicholson?
Oh.
But you already like that movie, and I'm a fan too.
If I could, which character am I being asked to cast?
The whole thing. What would you do differently?
Well, Jake has got to be. There's only one Jake Geddes. I'd be very tempted to cast the. I don't want to give away the story, but the sort of femme fatale. I might recast her, possibly with an unknown actress who was in Chinatown, if you can connect the dots there. So that basically the same character was played by the same actress.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do much to that movie except put the stuff in that was cut out toward the end of the movie that explained there's a mystery in there that kind of goes semi-unexplained. I love that movie. It's a flawed movie, though.
It is a flawed movie.
I don't know if it would. I don't know if it belongs on my top 10 list. Let's wait next week and see if it's on my top
okay.
10.
Well, that's okay.
Because it was released this year.
It was released this year in 4K. Here's a good one. The official Oscar Herrera asks, for Max, what are some intro noir novels for someone that wants to get into the genre? Please include your works as well. Well, I can tell you, The Return of the Maltese Falcon. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of course, you have to have read Dashiell Hammett's Maltese Falcon. Would you tell people that would be an entry-level book that they should read because it's the defining book?
Absolutely. I think it's a required to enter the genre. But I'll tell you my favorite novels. Entry novels, I would say The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett, Farewell My Lovely by Raymond Chandler, One Lonely Night by Mickey Spillane. I think Postman Always Rings Twice by James M. Cain. Probably The Killer Inside Me or Pop 1280 by Jim Thompson. That's all great stuff. Classic noir, yeah. As for movies, that it's a similar list. I would say The Maltese Falcon, the John Huston version. I would say Farewell, Murder My Sweet, which is Farewell My Lovely, which is Edward Dmytryk starring Dick Powell. I really like Body Heat as adjacent to Post-Noir Rings Twice. The really famous ones in this case are all really the entry level ones,
Right.
because everybody was imitating Hammett and Chandler and Spillane in his day, and everybody was imitating James M. Cain. They're still imitating James M. Cain. That wonderful neo-noir, it's one of my favorites, and I can't think of it because but there's some stuff, some of the neo-noirs are just damn, like Body Heat, are damn near remakes of the earlier films. So anyway, that's that.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of you, Max. Not forever.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
just one quick drop from my end, from the live chat, and it was from 200 Watt Studio, and he says, Max, I am rewatching Copland from 1997 with Stallone, and it strikes me that it's a noir as well as the stated urban western. How do you feel about Copland?
Well, I
1997.
remember liking it. I don't remember it vividly, but I
Yeah.
think a lot of noir is you can look at them as modern day westerns. I mean, certainly all of the Spillane novels. My Camera is definitely a western gunfighter. There's almost no doubt about that, and there's a lot of the neo noirs are borderline. I mean, it's the detective, the private eye, is kind of a version of the American gunfighter or sheriff or marshal. They fill similar slots.
Yeah.
I did I think 5 or 6 novels from a screenplay, unproduced screenplay that Mickey wrote for John Wayne, and character was called Caleb York. We did 5 or 6 of those, and they always, on some level, were a mystery, including the script that he wrote that I first worked from. So, there's a definite connection. There's a definite. You can go back to crime movies, and there's definitely, when you're going from the Western movies into crime movies, there was a period of about 20 years where the outlaws and the gangsters were all interwoven, and so Babyface Nelson and John Dillinger are around at the same time that Al Capone and Frank Nitti are around.
Yes, that's in the second audio drama we're doing.
Is it?
Yes. Right?
Have I written that yet?
You did. You haven't written the script. Hey, by the way, I wanted to, Major Chai Chai made a comment. Did I give you the Japanese Road to Perdition program?
You did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I gave that to you. Yeah.
Where did I put that? Is it
Yes.
this
That
one?
That is the one, the Japanese program. And I've got books for DEITER as well in his mythical box that one day DEITER's going to get. Yes,
Well, send it to me. I'll get him to DEITER. I just found out what it was going to cost me to send him a copy of Return of the Maltese Falcon. You're going to get it anyway.
I know, Max. The little shipping costs are insane.
DEITER, I want you to cancel your pre-order. I'm going to get it to you.
Okay.
Cancel your pre-order.
It would be no problem.
If Rob gets a free one,
Max, for me to get it legally, because strangely, Max, it is a little bit here under $30. Strangely, why, I don't know.
Well, it was going to be about $85 to send it to you.
Insane. I know.
I can't think of any book I ever wrote that I'd pay $85 for.
Well, I would have paid $85 for a first edition of True Detective, but you sent it to me.
Well, that's only because it was made famous by an audio drama, which I think you may be familiar with.
Yeah, which is going to be worldwide. It's going to have worldwide distribution, hopefully, in February. That's a great thing.
What is it called again?
It's called True Noir, The Assassination of Anton Cermak, based on the novel True Detective by Mystery Writers of America Grandmaster Max Allan Collins, who also has, on January 6th, The Return of the Maltese Falcon coming out by Hard Case Crime. Because you were obsessed with this book, so you knew when it was going into the public domain and you were Johnny on the spot and wrote the sequel.
Yeah.
Now we have to get the
I
movie
need
made at
to
Netflix
pre-order
and Warner
open.
Brothers.
I love product placement.
There you go.
I saw you at the beginning of the show today, Rob. That went just as we planned it. Guys,
Nicely done. Nicely
have
done.
a great.
I leave the pre-orders open. I leave the pre-orders open, Max, until you say you can cancel it. I leave the pre-orders open.
We're gonna cancel it. I'm gonna get it to you.
Okay. Okay.
I know I'm pointing the wrong direction because this. I don't understand the names.
Always confusing.
On my
I know.
TV
Max, I know.
set.
That's true.
Guys,
I know.
have a great and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's. And
We're going to be doing a show. We're going to be doing a show. Dave Parker and I, we're doing a Midnight Metal on New Year's Eve right here. So join us. I mean, we really should do an all day long Midnight Metal for people around the world. So what's the so DEITER, you can come on and we can celebrate New Year's Eve in Saarbrücken, Deutschland.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing some YouTube clips of some of the of great metal bands that you really like?
Well, we don't want to get canceled, but yeah.
Oh, would that get you canceled?
Yeah, even if it's on YouTube, if we were to put metal bands on the show, that if you have clips or play music, you'll get demonetized. Yeah. You'll get a copyright strike
immediately.
Oh, I should mention, even though Christmas is over, my little movie Blue Christmas, which
there
is
you go.
back there, is on YouTube now.
Oh wow!
Cool.
Well,
free on YouTube. So
how did it ended up there, Max?
Well, it's a bunch of places. It's on Tubi and
okay.
It's several places that are. Well, we had to jump through some hoops to get it on YouTube because we use some library music and we had to prove that we had paid for it. For example, I mean they're a little bit fussy. So
but you've got it now on the biggest platform, Max.
Yeah,
on the biggest.
Yeah, and I think there's still some places if you want to pay for it, you can pay for it. Like Amazon has it. If you have $4 or $3 or $4 burning a hole in your pocket, we'd be glad to take it. But I'm happy to have that out there, and I'm glad to say that I've had a number of people say they're making it an annual Christmas event. And they're not all people, and not all of them are related to me.
Well, that's good.
Which is a plus.
We have Richard Curtis, and until I know anymore, I'm going to say he's the Richard, the famous. Everybody's but Richard Curtis sends in a very nice super chat and says, "Have you read Jaunt, this Stephen King short story from Skeleton Crew? It's a great little horror sci-fi story. Anyway, this year I've read over 60 books, ending the year with my folio edition of 2001: A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke." Chris Gore sent me that. Chris Gore sent me the Folio Society copy of 2001. Which,
Rob, what was the first Stephen King short story collection?
It was the Skeleton Crew from the year I graduated high school, 85. A story called
one of the short films that was made with his permission from that. I don't remember the name of it. You might. There were 3 films that were put together as a kind of a video store film way back in the day. But my late friend, Michael Cornelison, who starred in Mommy's Day, the Elliot Ness movie, Real Time, he was one of my best friends. He was a star of that. And his best friend at the time was, the director of a little movie called The Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Mike and he were pals, and they were collaborators on that little movie. That was one of the early Stephen King movies out there. I think really pretty much only Carrie was out. You might be able to correct me, Rob, but I think it was very early days.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of King stuff, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Shawshank Redemption was from 82 from different seasons. So it was in different seasons had App Pupil, it had The Body, it had App Pupil, and it had The Body became Stand By Me. And then Rita Hayworth and Shawshank. It's called, the original story is called Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. The Jaunt, that came out, that collection, Skeleton Crew, came out in 85, 3 years later. And the Jaunt story, the Jaunt story was Richard Curtis will have to correct me on this. So in the Jaunt, this is how I remember the Jaunt. They figured out human teleportation. They figured out human teleportation, but you have to be unconscious when you get teleported, and the teleporting is called the Jaunt. And like this guy's explaining to he's telling the story about how it was created, and if you aren't unconscious, you go crazy. You go totally insane. And like the father and son, the family are gonna like teleport to Mars or something. And you gotta forgive me, this was 40 years ago. And the kid is cheeky and decides to hold his breath when they administer the anesthesia. So he's not unconscious when he jaunts. And he jaunts and he's left he's gone completely insane. I think that's the story. I think that's how I remember it. And as a matter of fact, I can check into it because my copy of Skeleton Crew from 1985 is right up on that bookshelf. And that is the actual hardcover I bought when it first came out, along with my... I have 40-year-old... You have older books, but, I've been carrying these books around for 40 fucking years. I should go reread the Jaunt today.
I'm sorry I was so vague on that one memory, but I'll look that up for you because that was a very early video store hit where there were three King stories put together in an anthology that hit the video stores. And
well, you're talking about Cat's Eye?
No, I'll look this up, but it was Darabont and my...
So yeah, Darabont did The Woman in the Room.
Yeah.
He did The Woman in the Room. Sorry. I believe that's what Mike Cornelison starred in. Right. Yeah. And Nikki Marvin produced that, and then she got to produce Shawshank Redemption. I'll tell you funny, since you brought up Shawshank Redemption, I'll bring up a funny story. So Dave Scow, Hills Run Red Dave Scow, who is a writer friend of mine who wrote the Hills Run Red and wrote The Crow, he wrote Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And which I worked on in the summer of 1989. And then Dave and I became friends, and we both lived in Los Feliz in Los Angeles. And at Los Feliz, they have a very famous diner called the House of Pies that's on the corner of Franklin and Vermont. And I used to meet Dave. He was really good friends with Frank Darabont. And we would meet there. And so it was me, Frank, and Dave Scow would meet at the House of Pies and just talk movies and stuff. And I remember it was after A Woman in the Room, Frank Darabont told me that he bought the rights. He got the rights to Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption for $1 from Stephen King. It was $1, baby. And then like a year goes by, and I'm now working at Warner Brothers. And even though I was a lowly management trainee, my office, our little cubbyhole was behind where the coffee maker was. We had like this secret, it was almost like a closet, but the two of us, John Labib and I, had an office in there. And we were right down the hall from Tom LaSalle and Bob Brassel, who were big creative executives at the studio. And I was friends with Darcy Troy, Tom LaSalle's assistant. We actually even made a birthday video for him once. So we were having lunch at House of Pies like a year later, and I said to Frank, hey man, did you ever finish the script for Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption? And he said, yes, I did. And he's like, I just finished it. And he got me a copy of it. He got me a copy of the script no one had read this script before. for Rita. It was just called The Shawshank Redemption. So I said, hey, can I take it to Warner Brothers and give it to Tom LaSalle or Bob Russell? And I read the script, and I thought the script was incredible because I love that story. You know, I read it every year at Christmas. So I take the script in to Tom LaSalle, and I say, hey, man, you got to read this script. Frank Darabont, I think he'd written, by then he'd written, A Nightmare. He worked on a Nightmare on Elm Street movie or something, and he'd written The Blob or whatever he'd done. And I go, you got it. You have to read this. And I gave it to him. Well, I was just a lonely management trainee. What the fuck do people? Why should an executive? I'm like, I am working in the executive building at Warner Brothers. I'm only 22 years old, but I'm like, here, you should read this. I didn't realize that nobody reads, nobody cares. Anyway, and then like a week later, after I dropped the script off, I get a call to come down the hall, and Tom LaSalle's like, why didn't you tell me about how great this script is? I'm like, I brought you the script. He goes, well, Castle Rock has acquired it. We didn't even have a shot. And I'm like, you're with Warner Brothers. I brought you a script. I mean, and this has been the story of my life. I'm like, here's nobody else in the world has Rita Hayworth and Shawshank. Nobody has a script. You're the first, but you didn't read it because I'm just, lowly guy. I'm like, if nothing encapsulates my career in a nutshell, it's that story. And then, of course, Rob Reiner desperately wanted to direct it, and Frank Darabont said, nope. Rob Reiner offered him like $1 million to direct the movie, and because he wanted to do it so badly. And Rob Reiner had already made Stand By Me, and he'd made Misery, two of the great King adaptations. So, and I understand that story, that script was great, but, I mean, Roger Deakins, Shawshank Redemption is one of the great movies of all time, and it's certainly one of the greatest adaptations of all time.
Anyway. It's a very small world. The fact that that I was so close to Mike Cornelison, and he was, for a while anyway, he and Darabont were best friends, collaborators. I don't know exactly. They may have had a falling out at some point, but I do know that toward the end of Mike's life, Darabont was going to build a scene for him in the movie The Mist.
Yeah.
And it was going to be it was written, it was a self-contained thing, and for some reason they didn't do it.
I really wish that Frank Darabont would come out and make more movies. I mean, I know that he was embroiled in that Walking Dead lawsuit for a really long time, and it would be great to have another Frank Darabont film because his between Woman in the Room, Shawshank, Green Mile, and The Mist. I mean, 4 of the great King adaptations, too. So,
absolutely. Well, guys, I'll let you have your show back,
all right,
and thank you both for inviting me in the shabby little C wing. It's a moneymaker.
Don't forget top 10 next week.
It's a moneymaker. All those depressed people you serviced in the C Wing over the last week, very impressive. You've racked up a lot of...
No, that was depraved, not depressed.
Oh, yeah, depraved. It's true. It's true, and I really appreciate it. Dieter, I was telling Max, I went to the dark web, and I watched the live feed that the C Wing now broadcasts, if you know where to look on the dark web, and I was really surprised. I mean, I really liked that guy who wanted to recreate Brett Leonard's movie Feed, but in one of the rooms of the C Wing. I was really impressed by that.
Ooh. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, it was pretty
I don't know anything about it.
I won the bet. I actually was doing some betting on that site, and I put some money down, and I actually won.
Well, the rumor that there's going to be a Centipede double suite this on New Year's night, that's just a rumor.
And is it also a rumor that it was sold out?
We had to add a Centipede.
Oh, okay, I see. Because you know how I won my bet on the feed thing was the Mentos and Coke. They dropped Mentos in the Coke, and that's what put it over the top. And I won on that. I don't know anything about that. Well, it's really great. You can pay a lot of money and get the video. It's kind of like Red Room. You know that miniseries Red Room? It's like that. It's all good stuff, man. The C Wing is a real moneymaker. And as the world gets more depraved and dumb, we're just going to make more money.
Just build more rooms, pal.
Yeah.
Just build more rooms. Gentlemen, see you in 2026.
See you next year.
Absolutely, Max. We'll see you next year.
Okay.
Sleep tight.
Bye-bye.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Try not.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is, of course, the great Max Allen Collins. And so...
and Richard Curtis followed up, Rob, with a super chat, considering the jaunt.
Oh, I missed. I hope it wasn't to Max.
No, just in general, Rob. The super chat.
Richard Curtis says, yes, you were right about the jaunt. I've got Dune 2 and 3 to read early next year. In my opinion, the film of Shawshank is better than the story. Same as The Mist. Maybe it depends on what order you discover. I don't disagree with you. I do think, look, obviously, the end of The Mist, the movie, I think was over the top. That wasn't in the story. But
okay,
I do agree that the movie of The Mist and the story is the movie's great. And I do think that Shawshank Redemption, the movie, is actually better than the original story. So I agree with Mr. Curtis. Great minds think alike, clearly. And Kelvin from Down Under does say, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Bob, DEITER, and Max. Well, thank you, Kelvin. I very much appreciate that. And Major Chai Chai says, you got me in a quandary, RMB, Midnight Metal New Year's Eve stream or Godzilla New Year's Eve movie marathon at the local indie cinema.
50-50.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say go watch the Godzilla movie marathon. I mean, come on. You got
How long is the marathon? A whole day?
I don't know. Is it all night? Is it all day?
Don't worry, Major Chai Chai.
We have to get on her. We have to get on her Death Star. I've been remiss. We have to maybe for New Year's Eve. We got to do a New Year's Eve. I was thinking about starting the New Year's Eve stream really early and just if I can get the Robservatory in the shape I want it by the time by New Year's Eve, because there's a lot of stuff I want to move around, and I've been saying I want to get it done because I have to, because I'm switching over. By the way, they finally brought Frontier Fiber up to us, so I can jettison Spectrum and get fiber. On Tuesday, we're getting fiber, and I have to make it so they can bring the fiber in here. But it's
nice.
It's wicked fast, and it's 33% less money a month. So it's like $100. Our internet's will be $100 less a month and better.
Yeah.
So,
but Major Chai Chai, actually, don't worry. I'm pretty sure when you get back from your Godzilla marathon, someone will still be broadcasting live.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure about that. Pretty sure.
We shall see.
You know, Major Chai Chai will be on the show, and then I do the movie marathon, come back, and someone's still broadcasting.
It could happen. It could happen.
Okay. Yeah.
So on that note,
are we caught up, Rob?
We're caught up. We are caught up.
Okay. Who starts, Rob, with
more
physical media?
Yeah, show that possession disc again, buddy.
Yeah, okay, but already showed it. Possession
Look
disc.
at how gorgeous! Oh my God!
But luckily, considering we're talking about double dipping, this is actually, Rob, the first time I really possessed this movie. So I already got the big one for the first time.
That's what she said.
So luckily, hopefully, no double dipping for me. Moving on from Universal, I got the Child. So it's shiny, pretty shiny.
Ooh, look at that. That's cool.
The Child Steelbook comes with the Blu-ray and the 4K, but I have no idea if the Blu-ray contains a new transfer or perhaps it's the old one. So Child Steelbook.
Do you know how much? Okay, can I just tell you that on eBay, that possession disc, $250.
Rob, like I told you, the scalpers is insane.
$179, $199.
Yeah,
God,
because as you know, Rob, I didn't get my hard-boiled set because it got lost in the mail, and you find so many hard-boiled sets on eBay actually, but of course at the usual price 100, 120, 140. I got one that's, I would say, okay, it's a little bit more, but still in a decent price range. So I will get it perhaps next week. But considering scalper situation, buying stuff away and then put it on eBay, never thought it would take that insane
A sealed Dawn of
kind
the
of a
Dead.
turn.
A sealed Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
My favorite is $320, $329, $330.
Insane, Rob. Next one, some cat in the bags. This is from the team called RKKS, who did actually the movie Summer of '84 and Turbo Kid, but I haven't seen the new one from them. It's just called Wake Up. So we're looking forward to this. Just standard MRA, nothing more to it. And considering New Year, you're probably thinking exactly as this title says, dystopian future. Tomorrow, before, after. So dystopian thriller, hopefully good. Tomorrow, before, after. Get in the back. Then I know Neil Marshall's greatest movies are behind him, but I'm giving this a chance, the new one with his wife, fiance, whatever. I bought Compulsion. I know the reviews are not that high, but give it a chance. The expectations are low on that end. Then I stumbled across a Warner Archive title up that sounds interesting to me, but perhaps you can help me out here more considering these movies. I bought this was, I think, price reduced, considering it seems like a nice mystery. I bought The Last of Sheila from Warner Archive.
It's pretty interesting. I actually watched that when it first came out.
Oh, nice one. This was price reduced. And the next one, I don't know if I bought it for the movie or because our Max is featured in the audio commentary. But finally, I got the two Jakes.
Well, you should watch it. I mean, it's interesting. I like the two Jakes.
Because it features, as a bonus feature, audio commentary from Heath, from Serial at Midnight, and Max together. Even if Max says he didn't do deep research, unlike Heath does. So the two Jakes. Then this from Radiance Rob, but this is just a normal standard edition, so I probably skipped or missed the bigger one. Older movie from, let me just see, 1973. I bought Messiah of Evil.
Oh yeah,
but this is just a normal version, so nothing to it. So no Obi,
Well, they put that out as a box set.
Evil. Could be wrong. But this was from America, not from the UK. It's ABC, actually.
Oh.
So region 3. Next one, Steelbook, which I quite enjoy. Thomas Logan thinks it looks like shit. I've got the Minority Report Steelbook in 4K. And I know a lot of people are disappointed. So you've got not a Blu-ray, you got a Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray is just special features in the 4K. And I'm actually quite happy that they didn't choose to put Dolby Atmos track on it, because I don't want to have another scenario like War of the Worlds where the new mix is missing some,
right,
big punch that we all love. So I'm just fine that they only put the DDS 5.1 on this and not a new Dolby Atmos track, where I will probably be disappointed. If you put the 2 tracks on it, okay, that would be fine. So Minority Report. Then, speaking of animation, I have to look it up, Rob. I forgot it. I wanted to before the show. I think this is actually a Polish movie, but I have to look it up. It's an animated movie called The Glass Worker. It's from Dazzler, from the UK.
Wow.
And it's 4K. But it's a cat in the bag. Easily best animated film of the year. Okay, that's saying something. So it has moderate violence and injury detail, actually, considering the rating. The Glass Worker. Don't know anything about it. Then stuff from actually 2 weeks ago that I didn't get to. And the first one, let me start here. We all know the Daylight stuff from Kino Lorber, which were some did get it, some didn't get it. There's some shenanigans with Turbine, because Turbine put it out actually again, Daylight in 4K, and this says it is a new 4K restoration, so I don't know. It's the same, it's different.
Sure.
No idea yet, because I haven't checked it. And this is supervised by Rob Cohen, it says. And it has obviously a Dolby Atmos track for Daylight, and certainly I would think so, Dolby Vision too. But it's not, definitely nothing extremely special. So just an array in a sort of a slip. But this is new. This came out pretty recently. Let me just see. And the Blu-ray disc on it is from that new Master 2. Then, considering TV series, not seen this. This is actually, I think it's a German series, and Turbine put it out on Blu-ray. It says here, Oderbruch, Season 1. Looks interesting. Looks like a little bit of a mystery thriller. It is done by Christian Albert, who did the sci-fi movie. I think Pandemonium was the name. So I don't know what to expect of it. There are different media books with different cover variations, but I loved this the most. So really looking forward to it, and I hope it will not be ending on a big cliffhanger and then don't continue. So Oderbruch. Just see the big hunter is drawing close. Oderbruch. Then what I totally loved, considering the new Turbine releases, there was one that came totally out of nowhere, completely unexpected. And even if I think the movie is just fine, I would love to like it more, I was totally not passing up on this one, because what I like about Turbine, they announce something and it's not, it's coming out in 3 months or 4 months. No, the release then is next week. And they put out the last Hellraiser movie, actually. Which were
yeah,
a
look
Hulu
at that.
exclusive.
I gotta get that. Oh, look at that.
So this is the steelbook for it. You can get media books for it, but the media books are already sold out. But no worries, Turbine is always doing newer versions later. But the steelbook is still available, and I love the steelbook artwork the most.
That's awesome. I gotta get that. That's awesome.
So, and
will
it
they
comes
send
with
that to
3
America?
disc drop. Yeah, they will, Rob. They will. So you get the 4K, the Blu-ray, and special features with interviews with the director, screenwriter about the movie, audio commentary. So they went out all in with the Hulu one, which totally surprised me that this one came out, because I thought from that point of view, from that movie, perhaps you will never get a physical media release, but actually, here it is, Hellraiser from Turbine, the new one. And it even had, wait here on, where do I have it? On the slip here, next side. Enough is a myth. Genug ist ein Mythos. Enough is a myth. And considering physical media, yeah, there's some truth to that. And then the last one from Turbine, which will be totally thrilling, because I hope Max is still watching, because only Max and I, the people who have watched Bang Boom Bang, know about this movie that we are talking about now. Because in the movie Bang Boom Bang, our main protagonist, Kek, is driving to the video store and he wants to rent this movie, but the movie is, of course, not there to rent. And those movies from the comedian Dieter Hallervorden, yes, the same name as me in front, was a big deal here. His movies were really big in the 80s. And I thought I give this movie a look because I couldn't remember it anymore. Because Turbine put it out in 4K, and the movie is called Diddy der Doppelgänger. This is the movie that Cake in Bang Boom Bang actually wants to rent. We have a little bit of a switcheroo in the movie, and those movies were big here in Germany when they came out in the 80s. Actually, Rob, Harold Faltermeyer does the score for this movie, and it has a 4K and a Blu-ray, and the picture quality is really nice when I saw it. But it's more in the slapstick, Klamauk, like we say here, comedy spectrum. But this was one of the big ones, Didi der Doppelgänger. And Cake in Bang Boom Bang wants to rent this movie, but obviously it's not there to rent. We all know that situation when you go to the video store, want to rent something, and it's out. So Max, Didi der Doppelgänger is out from Turbine, you know. So second haul, Rob. Second haul, but I have the big stuff, some big stuff left. I give it over to you.
Well, I have clearly I don't have possession, but I did get some stuff. I did get some stuff from Kino.
Okay.
Starting with this, they sent me
Nice of the Monk box.
a
Awesome.
box set
Awesome, the Monk
of
box.
all. Not only is it 8 seasons of Monk, it comes
Yeah.
with the Monk TV movie as well.
Oh, the TV movie.
So
Nice.
they've been sending me these individually, but now I've got the whole series.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So you
Kino
can
Loeb.
get the individual away, Rob.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is,
Awesome.
I mean, it's always nice when you get I got this box and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, I don't
And the
think I
quality is
ordered
really
this.
nice for the
Yeah.
for the episodes. Nice.
Yeah, really, really great. So I got that. Then Isabella Rossellini, this is another one of Kino
Yeah.
Lorber delving into the history of cinema, Italia, Fire and Ashes. This is
Fire.
part of a
Fire and
series.
Ashes. Fire and Ashes. I hope this is the real Fire and Ashes and not just side missions, Rob.
No, this is silent Italian cinema. So,
Okay.
Now here's what Kino Lorber put out. That's pretty great. The Pink Panther movies, the 4 originals, A Shot in the Dark,
Nice.
The Pink Panther,
Awesome.
The Pink Panther Strikes Again, which I saw. I saw Pink Panther Strikes Again and Revenge of the Pink Panther in the theater when I was a kid. I like the Pink Panther movies, so to
Yeah.
have those are great. Now I don't know if these are coming out in 4K. These are sometimes
Okay.
they send the originals out and then they'll send the 4Ks later. I don't know if they're going to put them in a box set or what, but those came. And then
Nice.
in addition, where I'm looking, where did I drop some more? Oh, they're here. No. Did I? No, I guess that's it. Were those the ones that I thought there were more.
Yeah.
Anyway, there are more. There are 4Ks. There are Kino Lorber 4Ks that they sent.
Yeah.
First of all, Dwayne Johnson in Walking Tall, Buford Pusser.
Oh, okay. Nice.
4K. Nacho Libre, everybody's favorite Nacho Libre.
Oh, Jack Black.
4K with a reversible cover.
Oh, that's nice.
You know,
That's nice.
so Kino Lorber always looking out for you with the reversible covers.
I think, Rob, I have Nacho Libre on HD DVD.
Well, there you
Just
go,
say.
Nacho. So there you go. And then, of course, we have the 4K. I mean, Hammer. Hammer is everywhere. Scars of Dracula in 4K with also a reversible
Nice.
cover, which is always nice. Great to get Hammer in 4K. And then, of course, one of the great early horror films from the 40s in 4K. Different. I mean, a couple of people have been putting these things out. This is actually from 45. I can't wait to watch this. Dead of Night. I love Dead of Night. It's an anthology movie, early anthology movie.
Yeah.
Not a reversible sleeve, but I checked. But this is great. And it's a 4K restoration. And Tim Lucas does the audio commentaries, and his audio commentaries are amazing. So to have this in 4K, I've owned this throughout the years in so many different versions, but I love this. So there's that. And that's it. That's all I got. But
Okay.
not a bad haul.
So I can show the last ones from me, Rob, because they are all bigger special editions. Possessions we already got out of the way.
Yeah, do you have to rub it in?
And let me just
Yes, you do.
let me just start with the one that Max mentioned, because I couldn't order the Ignite one, considering they don't ship internationally. I could only order the smaller one, and then of course our UK label came through with their version of Reanimator. But I hear the Ignite version has more special features, I believe. I think. So Reanimator, really nice here. And we all know how Second Sight put them together. So we have a book for this great one, which I know probably had some censorship here, Rob, back when it came out. So this is the back, the diggy. You have the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the integral cut on Blu-ray. And then we have obviously some lobby cards. And it should be, the box obviously is green. So,
yeah, that's
cards.
really nice, though.
No, not lobby cards, art cards, sorry. Art cards for Reanimator. So
yeah, it's hard. It's hard now because now you get the Hammer stuff, this stuff. There's multiple releases almost at the same time from different countries.
Right.
And I want to be always supportive of Second Sight because I love them so much, but it does get frustrating after a while.
Yeah. But I think the Ignite version is already out, or am I wrong, Rob? I think
it is out. No. I have it. I've shown it on the show.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, Reanimator. Then this afternoon, Rob, I watched a movie that I have never seen, and I was totally blown away. It's from a new company, and perhaps I think one of your favorite YouTubers, so not me, but I think it was Alien Cohen who brought it up. I've got Night of the Juggler from the UK version, and I watched it this afternoon. What a great movie. What a great movie, Rob.
Movie.
New York is pulsating, live and well, live and dangerous. So for me, a movie like that, you couldn't make today anymore. I was totally blown away by it. And it's out in the US from Kino Lorber. And the bonus features here says at the beginning that they have licensed it from Kino Lorber. So, but this is the one from Transmission TX. So actually a new player.
Isn't Transmission isn't it a subsidiary of Radiance?
Could be, Rob. It looks that way. So we have booklet for it. The quality was great, considering the look, but I guess it is identical to the 4K from Kino Lorber. So we have a different artwork underneath and another different one beneath it. The only thing, it says here that the movie has a 5.1 track. It doesn't. It comes with the original mono track, which is fine. But the back says here there should be a 5.1 track on it, but it's not. So we've got the Blu-ray and the 4K. It even has interviews with James Brolin, and the slip I put in here because there's nothing on the back here. And it comes, let me just see, with art cards here and the poster for it. But I've never seen the movie, Rob, and it totally was thrilling, I have to say. Couldn't believe it. And the movie is going after the little setup. It never lets up, actually.
Yeah.
Night of the Juggler. So probably, Rob, you should have the Kino version of it. And I would assume, considering the picture quality, they're identical. This has just a little bit more, like we say, swag to it. So let me just put that over here. Then, where do I start with this one? Okay, let's put up the big one. Rob, when this came, the package, I thought, damn, this is heavy. Because just as with the Hunger Games book, which I didn't look up the measurements of that damn big thing, I was surprised how big this one was when it came. Just to compare it, I've got from Severin the Wild Geese, Rob. Wild Geese. And now look at that big thing. And just to show how big this thing is, this is a media book.
Wow.
Media book in Didi. How big this is, let's just put it against the possession one. How high, or let's say how high this one is from Severin. So I was totally surprised because, Rob, look at that book. That's what's make this edition so heavy. Insane, Rob.
You gotta love that.
Huge. It's the biggest book I have ever seen in any edition, considering how big and heavy it is. And then we have the Diggy with the movie, and of course a little more. We have the nice fold out here, considering our three main stars. Then we get the 4K, the Blu-ray, and I think this should be the soundtrack. Yes, the original motion picture soundtrack, and some lobby cards here. So this was bigger than expected, Rob. Bigger than expected when it came. Especially from the height of it. I was holy moly. Perhaps the normal version should have been enough, but not on our show. Not on our show. So, Dogs of War. Let's put that big book back. Then, considering our show, Rob, I know it strains the wallet. It strains the wallet more than I was hoping to. But what I love about our show, broaden my horizon, considering movies, trying something different. Like Risco always says, movie diet, watch different stuff. And this one was in the Black Friday deals. And I want to give it a chance because I don't know those movies, but you were praising them, loving them. So I bought this from Curzon. I bought the Colors trilogy because it was in the Black Friday deals. And this is really a nice one. Let me just
I like what Curzon does.
Remove that little slip here, because this is not that easy to show because of the insane size that Diggy has. So we have this one in another box then. So, because this is a 7-disc set actually, so I don't know if I can fold it out completely without dropping it. So you can see it goes on and on and on. So we have the movies in 4K Blu-ray and
you don't stop believing in that.
A bonus
disc.
On and on. Then we have inside, you find a booklet for it and some cards too. And what's nice is that the discs are in the different color variation for the movie. And this was actually a price reduced. And I say, okay, let's give this one a go. But I don't know how much it was cheaper than the original price actually for that set was. But really, really nice. Feels really cool quality from the outer shell here. Really, really nice. So, but I haven't gotten into the the movies. And the last one, Rob, I start a little bit with anime, considering Chainsaw Man, which I totally love. And this one, really, when it came, totally, I said, this is really nice one. I've got the perfect blue.
Yeah, I gotta get that. That's so cool.
From the UK, so we got this here all over. And this comes, obviously, with different stuff. So we've got the 4K, but this just comes in Emery. But it's a 3-disc set. Let me just see the 4K Blu-ray and what's behind here. Bonus disc, as expected. So we got 3 discs for it. Then let me just see. We have a nice, what I totally love, more of an art book for the movie. You know, it's nice drawings for it. So more of an art book for it. Then it comes, let me just see. You've got huge, it's probably huge poster. Then I have a lot of cards here for it.
I love that movie too.
Yeah. So really nice edition here. And I don't know at the moment if it's just available as this limited or if it's available as a normal edition too, just in 4K. So perfect blue, Rob. Perfect blue in this special edition. Let me just
I gotta
see,
get that. That's beautiful.
Some sort of limitation on it. I have no idea. No, I don't think so. It doesn't, at least I don't find anything here considering a limitation. Collector's edition, 1 4K and 2 Blu-rays. And still, Rob, it's considering an anime rated 18, which is pretty, considering an anime, high. Contains strong violence, nudity, and language. But this was my haul, Rob. Finally. Cut and do everything.
That's what
I give it over to you, my friend. Put the stuff back together as good as I can.
Well, you know, there's not a whole lot of news this week, sir.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of news this week. But I will give you a few things. I've got a few
okay.
A few news
spicy
items.
Give me some spicy ones.
There's not a lot of spice. It's the end of the year.
Okay.
Not a lot of spice. The first thing that I really am interested in is this. The Unearthly Stranger. Don't know this movie, but this comes out from Kino Lorber, and this is from 1964. Okay. I love my 1960s stuff. This is John Neville, Philip Stone, who's in Kubrick movies, and Gene Marsh. And TP91 is a secret and highly complex formula which will enable a man to project himself through time and space. Work in the field is conducted with the utmost security using the finest scientific brains in the country. When Dr. Monroe succeeds in solving the first part of the formula, he's found dead before he's able to pass on an invaluable result with an all-important paper bearing his calculations and ashes on his desk. So I don't know what this is about, but it's called The Unearthly Stranger, so Kino Lorber's putting it out, and I can't wait to see it. Is it aliens? It's always aliens, so why not? Of course it's aliens. Then we have Film Masters putting out The Second Woman. Again, this is an old film from 1950, starring Robert Young, Betsy Drake, John Sutton, and Florence Bates. And don't know much about The Second Woman, but hey, Film Masters always does good work. Then we got a double feature. The Crawling Hand. Look, it says Creepy Creatures double feature right there. The Crawling Hand and the Slime People. And this is from VCI, those of Dark Star. The Slime People and the Crawling Hand from 1963. It's a double feature. and it releases on the 21st of April. And then we have coming out also from Kino Lorber, Peter Sellers. They're just killing it with their Peter Sellers catalog. The Prisoner of Zenda from 1979. And I saw this movie in the theater. It's not great. But hey, it's Peter Sellers, and it's worth getting. So why not? Then we have Phil Masters putting out The Snows of Kilimanjaro with Ava Gardner, Susan Hayward, and Gregory Peck. And that's from 1952. So, hey, if you're interested in that, you can get it. Then we have this Full Moon's Noir collection, Ahead of the Family and Hideous Noir. I mean, I having worked at Full Moon, I never would have thought that they would be considered a noir. Noir, you know. They're gonna, and this is coming from Full Moon Features, and it's a double feature release with two classic Full Moon films. I don't know. This might be my release of the week. This is a new Hammer title, Spaceways. This is noir, a space program noir movie. It's a new 4K restoration of Terrence Fisher's Spaceways. And I remember liking this movie when I was a kid. The radio Sam Spade, so this would be something that Max likes. He plays space engineer Stephen Mitchell, drawn into a deadly conspiracy after a rocket test fails and two people vanish. Ava Bartok and Alan Wheatley add intrigue to this stylish thriller, blending Cold War suspense with shadowy noir. I will be getting this because why not? It's from 1953, and it's cool. Then we've got Genghis Khan. Now, you know, Genghis Khan, this is pretty wacky. Alliance Entertainment, which is formerly Mill Creek, it's now Alliance. This is Henry Levin's Genghis Khan from 1965. It stars Eli Wallach, James Mason, Omar Sharif, and Stephen Boyd. Now, with that cast, I've never seen this, but what a cast. Telly Savalas is in this, and it's Omar Sharif playing Genghis Khan, which is, you know, I bet this is pretty cool. I just don't know much about it, and it's coming out. So there you go. Now, here's something I don't know anything about either, but it's coming out, and it sounded interesting. 4K Harley Flanagan's Wired for Chaos, and this is coming to us from Screenbound Pictures. From his harsh childhood in the burnt-out Lower East Side, musician Harley Flanagan burst onto the punk music scene at age 11 as a drummer for his aunt's band, The Stimulators. 11 years old. The founder of the Cro-Mags tells his incredible story while interviews with hard rockers and icons like Flea, Ice-T, Henry Rollins, and Anthony Bourdain add insights featuring gritty footage of NYC's downtown 1970s music scene. The passionate film showcases Harley's against-the-odds transformation from chaos to peace, driven by music, family, and personal growth. This is in 4K, so it's got some great footage. Dead Boys at CB's. It's got stuff. There's an Anthony Bourdain scene. So I've never seen this movie, but I love music documentaries, so why not? Then we have this. We have Dogtooth is coming out from a new label. Vertigo releasing. I guess it's not new, but Yorgos Lanthimos' Dogtooth is coming out in 4K. So
isn't it coming out from Criterion, Rob, in the States?
Yeah, I think it is. But hey, if you don't want to do that. And then we've got Laurel and Hardy. Classic Laurel and Hardy. This is Blu-ray.com and Classic Flicks. Oh, you can get copies of this for free. This isn't new, but hey, it's an exclusive giveaway. So you can go to Blu-ray and get an exclusive giveaway of this. The movie Lurker, I don't know if did you already cover this one?
No, Rob. I heard about the movie. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it. It's a new movie, but it's coming out from Mubi.
Yeah.
A retail employee infiltrates the inner circle of an artist on the verge of stardom. As he gets closer to the budding music star, access and proximity become a matter of life and death. Yeah. Here's a movie I didn't see, but
it got pushed. It had a release in November, but it got pushed to March. But it is already on the US movie streaming service, where you can take a look at it.
Well, that's good. Now, one of my favorite...
Die My Love is on US movie available too.
Oh, that's good. One of my favorite labels is Deaf Crocodile, just because everything they put out I've never really heard of. And here's a new movie coming out from them called Krakatit. Krakatit? Is that how you pronounce it?
Okay.
Krakatit. It's on 4K. Now, this is right up my alley. Listen to this. A classic Czechoslovakian sci-fi noir. Krakatit tells the story of Prokop, a brilliant chemist who invents a super explosive named Krakatit, and after a lab accident suffers feverish hallucinations, struggling to recall his formula as spies and shadowy figures pursue him, all the while grappling with his guilt and the terrifying power of his discovery, blurring reality with dreams in a surreal pre-nuclear anxiety thriller. What's Not to Love? This is from 1948. So I love these early genre movies, and never even heard of this, and it's from Czechoslovakia. And so I'm going to buy it. And then finally, an old teen classic from Kino Lorber, A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon with River Phoenix. I saw this movie in the theater. So, hey, what's not to like? Jimmy Reardon's about to change his entire life in just one night. It's the eve of high school graduation, the beginning of the rest of his life. But for Jimmy Reardon, it seems like the end. His girlfriend Lisa is moving to Hawaii. What?
Are we sure, Rob, it's River Phoenix, not you? Considering the Laserdisc days.
Well, there you go. You know,
I see a resemblance there.
You see a resemblance to this guy? There you go.
A little bit. Look
that just is uncanny. So wild. But yeah, this is interesting that it's coming out. So his friends are going to the Ivy League. So I like this movie. I remember seeing it. And it's based on a novel written by the director. Although I want to say that the novel's probably better than the movie. I didn't think the movie totally worked, but I liked it. I did like it. And it's good stuff. So it's coming out. And that's it, man. That's all the news. That's all the news that's fit to print.
Okay, nice. We ended in the final stretches, so it's a little bit, luckily, a little bit slower for once the whole week. So Rob, I can do the live chat. Don't worry, it's pretty short one actually, even if the show was pretty long 3 weeks ago. So I will quickly do the live chat.
Okay.
Let me
So previously on Let's Get Physical Media, we have You Buy Now says, I look at the hundreds of physical media that I have collected over the years and realize I still have 1,000 left to collect. You and I park our shuttlecraft in the same shuttle bay. HV Christadot, I don't need to see John Voight getting vomited up by the Anaconda in 4K. Are you sure? HV Christadot? You don't need to see that? I'm pretty sure you do. Because the movie still rocks.
Oh, wait, you know what I forgot to do? Well, I can do it later.
Yeah.
I forgot to do this, the standings. But you go since you started. I'll do it when you're done.
Okay. You Buy Now. Rothrock is a legend, but you don't need me to tell you that. Oh, but it's not wrong to be reminded of that fact. HV Christadot. Just watched Cynthia in Magic Crystal. So good. Yeah, I know. It's one of Rob's favorite too. Magic Crystal. And You Buy Now says Magic Crystal is a great movie. Oh, that's debatable, but it's entertaining for sure. Captain Finity Time Travel Police. Hey, so I just ordered a Blu-ray. Is this a bad time? And the Alex Sorber answered, Captain, it's never a bad time to order a Blu-ray.
That is correct.
Correct. Richard Curtis. I watched the first season again today. How's the second one compare? Like I said, if you love the first one, like the first one, I'm pretty sure you have a good time with the second one too. Just expect a little bit more CGI heavy with the second one. Then we have Grit Nature, who says, I imagined 4K plus 3D plus HDR would eventually go that route, but I guess people weren't that interested in 3D. Unfortunately not. Clarence Maxwell. Nobody wants to watch a 2-hour AI movie. 5-second AI clips of cats with bazooka is ideal use. Yeah, certainly it is. And I saw great Christmas pictures. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, that they AI did from our favorite movies. And I thought they were all hilarious. Played Out says, how long before Rob replaces Deeds with AI? Said times. He's already working on it. It's just around the corner. He has a little bit of trouble with the English wording and the accent. It's tough for the AI. But he's working on it. Castle Grayskull. Dieter, how is Mr. Germany? I'm really fine today. Really glad to be back on our show. By order of the Peaky Blinders, Dieter looks like he's falling asleep. Yeah, sometimes my acting is not that good that I can, act over it. Sometimes, the show is long and it's already, let me just see. Okay, 11 p.m. here in Germany. VCH, Dieter and Sharks. Now, there is a movie. Certainly, there will be. And Adventure Square says, this is, but I don't know the context, unfortunately, anymore. This is what the holodeck in the USSS, Let's Get Physical Media, would look like. Okay, this was the one I was asking Max about. And Walter White Walker, which has a new logo, he wants to know, Rob, when is the physical release for True Noir? Any news on that? And this is actually the last one, Rob, from the live chat readout. Any news on the physical release?
You're asking me?
Yeah, of True Noir, Rob, of True Noir.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention because I was looking at something. Sorry. It is yes.
For True Noir. So this was the last.
Here's what. I'll give you guys an update about True Noir. So we made a distribution deal, and part of the distribution deal is they also make physical media copies. So we have carved out. I'm still going to be able to release now. Part of the holdup on this was also the fact that this distribution deal has been in the offing for about 6 months. So I had to hold off, and I wish that I don't have the Kickstarter. I wanted to go in there and do Kickstarter updates.
Yeah.
But so now I can go ahead and we can produce the soundtrack album, the script book, but the Blu-ray that's going to have video and it's going to have the different mixes, because they're going to release a physical CD of the audio drama, which we were never going to do.
Okay.
It's only the 2-channel stereo version though. So,
but which sounds pretty fine to me, Rob.
It sounds great, but the 5.1 is better, and so. And they're only putting out the cut together version, the 4.5-hour version that you can listen to from beginning to end, as opposed to the individual episodes. Going to putting out both. So you can listen to the individual episodes and then you can listen to the 4-hour version. And that's we're going to be moving rapid fire into all of this in January. So I want to get these things done and out by February.
Nice.
So there you go. Sorry. Did you want to keep going?
Okay, I'm finished, Rob. This was the last.
Oh, that was the
point of the left.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there you go.
Really quick one, because I didn't had much to pull from. There were a lot of AI
Sure. I was just looking at. I was looking at other work that I was doing today. So the real Thomas Logan says, stop calling it eBay. It's called Evil Bay. Well, it's only Evil Bay when you're looking for something that you want. I found eBay is a lot when you're not looking for something, and you can find things like I've been acquiring some old Star Trek books that I wanted to get because I lost them all, and I've been able to get them for much cheaper than I thought. So it depends what you're looking for. The Alex Zorba says, Rob, I was watching La Notte yesterday. Good for you. And I thought of Free Enterprise and the line about going home to watch my Antonioni discs. Happy New Year's, boys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. And then Richard Curtis says, talking about Tony Shalhoub, I got Galaxy Quest for Christmas. As a Star Trek fan, I'm interested in what you think of that film. Oh, I love that film. I love Galaxy Quest. And it's, there's a lot of truth in Galaxy Quest. And I'll tell you a funny story. After Free Enterprise, there was a brief moment where I was approached about Galaxy Quest as a movie. And, I would never have gotten to direct it. But I love the film. I think it's great. It does a really good job of, it works both as a science fiction film, as a comedy, and as an affectionate send-up of fandom. But it actually, the science fiction story that it tells is really interesting. If you if you made it a serious movie, it would work as well. But I think the movie works on many different levels. And they were going to make it originally as an R-rated film. And Sigourney Weaver talks about she wishes they would release the R-rated version of it, and I can't say I disagree. I would love to see that.
But I thought, Rob, it was great that they went all out, considering when they venture out to space, considering the effects, the makeup on the bad guy. Just great stuff. Great, considering Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah, totally. And I love Galaxy Quest, and as a Star Trek fan, obviously. For
me, a totally movie was insane replay value.
Yeah, totally. And then we've got let's see. Thomas Logan says, "Belated Festivus grievances for you both, Bobby. I'd like to watch my Sony Pictures Classic 4K box set at some point this century." Oh yeah, it's right here. It is. It's right here. It's where it's always been.
Rob, are we really sure he will watch it, or will he just leave it sealed?
He's gonna watch it. Well, the seal's a little sketchy, but it.
But we know, Rob, how he does, how he handles his stuff. He keeps it sealed.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's what I mean, Rob.
Dieter Bastian, Koyaanisqatsi?
What?
He's asking about Koyaanisqatsi.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that a box set from Germany he wants?
I have no idea, Rob. Let me
or
just
is
see
it in
if
that?
I
Is it in the
can,
box?
if I can go back. Oh, now I know. That was a present from Thomas. Thomas, you get my reviews, every review. If you didn't get a review of it, I didn't get around to it. Yeah. He's always on my back, Rob, No.
And then Richard Curtis, this is funny. He sends in a super chat for 666. I saw Excalibur for the first time. The music is great. Wasn't one of the pieces of music what people often associate with The Omen? Well, the Omen soundtrack, the original Omen is, I think you're probably thinking of the Ave Satani, but it's Wagner, when it sounds similar, but they're not the same piece of music. When the knights are riding out, dun 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 dun, it's so good. But maybe that is in the Omen. But it's similar. But yeah, because the Omen score is Jerry Goldsmith, and then the Excalibur score is they used Wagner and things like that. But I can't wait to get. I can't wait to get that 4K just to see what it looks like. By the way, people are going to complain the same way they complained about, I don't know if you've read the reviews about the Minority Report. Did Thomas Logan say he didn't like the Minority Report disc?
No, he just said he didn't like the artwork of the steelbook, not the disc itself.
Oh. Because some people complained but I've heard that the the transfer is great. Des Doyle, our friend Des.
Considering Minority Report, you have not a problem, but it has that Janusz Kaminski look,
Yeah.
With the blown out whites, so it's very, very different. It's for me, I don't actually like that look, but I don't know why Spielberg was had an affinity for that look. War of the Worlds has the same look, but the 4K is really way better than the Blu-ray, considering War of the Worlds.
Yeah,
but
I can't wait.
War of the Worlds, you get the weaker Dolby Atmos track, and the Blu-ray has the great DTS track. So considering War of the Worlds, you have, between a rock and a hard place. Do I want the better picture or the better sound? That's annoying. And then Minority Report has that same kind of.
And Minority Report's really blown out. Like, it's really Janusz Kaminski.
Exactly.
It's very Janusz.
to the max. Correct, Rob. To the max.
It's kind of like.
So I love the movie, but not a fan of the look.
Michael Bay's The Island and Minority Report are both very, very stylized versions of movies.
But I love more like the Michael Bay look. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Des Doyle says, "Happy New Year, Robbie Dietz. Looking forward to my Backer True Noir Blu-ray. It's going to be great. And you know what? The soundtrack album is great. The True Noir soundtrack album.
Our showrunner.
And here's to 2010 Fortastic 2026. Yes, I can't confirm. I can't confirm or deny. There's a lot of great stuff. I will say this. George Feltenstein did tell me that they have an incredible year. They've made incredible deals with a lot of their catalog titles. So hopefully we'll be seeing some really interesting stuff coming out. And again, I don't know when. I mean, obviously, they teased Excalibur for a long time. Arrow teased Excalibur because I knew about it like a year before they finally announced it. But it's because Arrow works on those things, and they make Arrow makes stuff. They do a great job. And George was actually telling me that how happy he is with the relationship he has with Arrow. He's really, really pleased with what Arrow's been doing to their releases that they put out. Because they've been putting out, they're putting out all the New Line stuff. They're putting out the Warner stuff like In the Mouth of Madness and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box. I mean, they're really killing it with what Warner is giving them.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think it's
great. And I hear people are very, very happy with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle box.
Yeah, I mean, because Arrow knew. They knew what they had. They knew what was going on. Castle Grayskull says, "I am so grateful to have you all in my life." Well, not as lucky as we are to have you, lovely Castle Grayskull.
And considering Castle Grayskull, Rob, if you wanted to see my shirt, would you do me the honors, Rob? Go full screen on your end, and I will switch out my T-shirt for.
So it literally is. So that's what she said. You're saying she said. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
So I can show you the T-shirt as well. Go full frame on you, Rob, because I don't want to see.
Full frame on me. Oh yeah,
on you until I switch it out, Rob. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll be back in 2 and 2. If you're a Chuck Woolery Love Connection fan, listen, I'm going to do the charts because I didn't do those before. Top-selling Blu-ray discs of all formats. We've got Dogma, The Strangers Chapter 2, Superman, Wonder, The Grinch, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Jurassic World Refund, Catch Me If You Can, The Fantastic Four First Steps, and Minority Report. That's all HD discs. Now here we go to top-selling 4K discs, Dogma, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Catch Me If You Can, Minority Report, The Emperor's New Groove. Oh, man, I didn't know that was already out. I got to get that.
Nice.
I wonder if our special features are on it. Anaconda, The Gray, Black Christmas, Superman, and, of course, The Killer. Look at that, John Woo in the top 10.
Yeah.
All right, Dietz. So you want I'm coming back to you?
Yeah. I wanted to show you, Rob, what Patrick, my boss, has made for me. Because I wanted to show you the back of the shirt, actually. And I hope I can get it into focus a little bit more. So this is the front.
Yeah, lift it up. That looks great, though. How cool is that? I wish we had those. Can you give me those designs and I can put them in the store?
So this is the back, actually, Rob. Let it show.
Look at that.
And if you can see, Rob, our logo is
lift it up higher.
Wait. Here, our logo is here too.
Look at that
with Burnett and Bastian. So just very small. So this is the back, the front, and not only that, Rob, it has something on the side sleeve as well. dear Santa, I can explain. So all our purchases probably. So he made that for me, Rob. So isn't that awesome?
That's
Rob?
fantastic.
Especially I love the our really small logo. That's totally for me, which I love the most. But it's not. Am I stupid to show this? So here.
No,
With
you're not
Bastian
stupid
and
to show that. Look at that. Lift it up.
Burnett.
It's great. It's great.
So that's the shirt that Cast Grayskull wanted to see as a whole. So for Christmas edition. So
well,
okay.
How is it this show's still 3 hours?
I will ask Patrick about the design if that's possible.
Yeah, we'll put it in the shop. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that brings us to the end, dude. The end of the show.
The end of 2025. Last episode. Last hauls. No more money left for this year.
Great year, Dietz. It was a lot of fun. I can't believe we're now in season 6, right? Season 6 of our show.
Yeah.
So I think
season 5. Season 5? No, season 6. You're right.
Season 6.
Or
we finished season 5.
Yeah, we already have 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go into season 9 of Robservations. I didn't do a lot of Robservations this year, but I'll do more next year. I'm trying to supercharge the channel a little bit, streamline things. I don't know what the future has. What does the future hold in store for all of us? It gets crazier by the day. We'll see. Yeah. So, anyway, on that note, I guess we can end this year. We end the year, Dietz.
We are through with super chats. Everything, Rob. Everything is done.
Let me make sure. I think we are. I
just check tips. Streamlabs.
Yep. I looked at everything. I'm looking at everything. Okay. Nope. We are good. We have everybody. Okay. We've got everybody, and I want to thank everybody for generously supporting the channel. And we will get back to member calls next week, hopefully. And how about those Avengers Doomsday trailers? Trailer number 3 has dropped. You had. Do
you know anything more, Rob, about the third one? What I can expect? Do you know anything more? It's
the X-Men trailer. Have you not seen the bootleg yet?
No.
It's the X-Men. It's the X-Men.
It is the X-Men. Okay. So I heard about it, but it was still the rumor mill.
So, well, they've never officially announced. It's so funny to watch people go bananas about this because they didn't really come out and they've announced these clips. And I would say that my theory is that these were scenes that they wanted to incorporate these into a trailer, but they couldn't work it out because they kind of were, Thor's speech. I will say this about. I can actually speak from a place of authority that I did not have 2 weeks ago when it comes to this movie. Now, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the MCU. I'm a huge fan of the characters. This room is full of hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of pages of Marvel Comics material, and I loved all 4 Avengers movies. I always have loved Age of Ultron. Now I understand that the phases 4, 5, and 6 have left people a little wanting.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, people could talk about the build-up to the Avengers movies, the build-up to the Infinity Saga, Infinity War, and Endgame, which are 2 of my favorite fantasy films of all time. I love those movies so much. I, too, was dubious. I was dubious. I'm like, should we be excited for an Avengers movie, Avengers Doomsday? Yeah. Should we be excited? It's a gimmick movie. Should we be excited for it? If you asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have said, I've made it a lifestyle choice that I've had to decide to be excited for it. But something happened. Something happened that changed my mind on event. Not only Avengers Doomsday has not only become one of my most eagerly awaited movies of 2026, but in my entire life, I can honestly say I don't think I've been as excited about just seeing how they're going to pull off what they're going to try and pull off in this movie. Now, I'm not saying
we leave it at that. Come on.
if somebody asks me, well, how do you know what they're going to pull off? How do you know what they're even trying? No man can say. All I can say is that I have never wanted to see something more in the last 25 years because honestly, I look, Project Hail Mary is my number one movie of this 2026. Doomsday is a second. I mean, going to see Avengers Doomsday and seeing Dune Part 3 on the same day. I really hope they keep those release dates. It's going to be a hell of a weekend.
Really, Rob? I don't think so. I don't think so that they will do the same day.
They've already said they're not moving the movies. I don't think they should move the movies. I think starting Christmas like that with a bang, assuming humanity still exists, it's I can't wait. Cannot wait. And Doomsday is definitely something. If you are a fan of the MCU and you're a fan of Marvel Comics and you're a fan of superheroes, I can say this unequivocally. Avengers Doomsday is something we should all be, if you're predisposed to liking these movies, is something that we should all be very, 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 very excited for. And that's all I can say.
So people, if you're asking yourself where the hype train for Doomsday started, 2 minutes ago, the hype train started.
And
okay.
I can't really explain to you why I know this or how I know this, but you can guess.
I have some theory. But from my end, Rob, I say, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. And by the way, as I've been saying to people, if you doubt me, next year at this time, on December 28th, in a year, Avengers Doomsday will have come out. And ask
You bow down. You bow down to the manager.
Ask me about Boris. Just ask me, who's Boris? Why did you say Boris? And I'll explain it to you, and everything will become clear. Just ask me about Boris.
Yeah,
Boris.
And we had a last super chat that came in from Paul and Brunotto. He says, "Happy New Year to you, Rob, DEITER, and the live chat."
That is very nice of you to say. Appreciate that. And we will be back. Dave Parker and I will be back for a special show. And
on New Year.
On New Year's.
Next Sunday, people, we are planning the top 10 of this year.
Yep, our
Let's
favorite.
See what everyone has
10.
in store for you.
You know what though? I can't necessarily tell you if Possession is going to be on my list, which is sad.
Yeah.
Oh well. What are you going to do? Anyway, All right, Deets, this was a great show, and we will talk later.
Later.
All right.